Welcome to another edition of Mass Mats and Mayhem. I am your host, Justin Harvey. You can find me on Twitter at JustinHarvey75. Over there is my cohort, just got off a plane seconds ago.
Yeah.
And he's really excited about it, let me tell you.
I can't wait to start the podcast.
So who the hell are you?
At Byron Fever on Twitter and Snapchat and Instagram. Find me on Instagram. Look at all my cat pictures. Hashtag Billy Fever. Send me money on Venmo. That was the app I've been referencing in case he doesn't know. It's like a PayPal thing.
And our third co-host tonight, because Casey isn't here, is apparently Billy Fever. Billy, are you chewing on my Radio Shack bag from all these new cables that I bought?
She is, so have fun carrying those cables around.
I wonder what that's going to sound like. It's almost like people always come on the show and chew things.
Chews and woos.
Chews and woo! Why do people do that? Why do people... Billy, are you hungry? You hungry? Yeah? Okay, good.
She yelled at me when I got home tonight.
So, today's going to be a really, really dull episode. There's nothing interesting going on in the world of Lucha Underground or in the world of MMA. It's really, really slow, quiet week. I'm kidding, of course.
It's just a boring day in news in general.
Oh, my God. It's been ridiculous. Like, just the past couple of weeks, and I was talking with J-Man about this when we were doing our Fight Week preview show the other day. It's just been so fucking crazy. It's been this whirlwind. First, the heels came into town. We did the Urban Shoot interview. Then we went to Ultima Lucha, Trace. And then Ultima Lucha Dos is going to be airing on television. And then we did this Kevin Cross interview where he's kind of breaking a little bit of news. And I have some theories about that too, man, because after this episode, I have some things going through my head. And then we got, all this MMA stuff. Like, I didn't even have time to really look at some of the fights during that whole crazy Ultima Lucha Trace weekend because... and then like as soon as that was done, it hit me like a ton of bricks. Like, holy shit, 3 of the biggest UFC cards ever are coming down the pipeline. And I'm like not even fucking prepared mentally for any of that. And I was like, I got to get J-Man on the phone. Byron literally just flew back to LA like right this second, called me up and I was like, dude, let's do our podcast right now. There's so much going on. He was like, dude, I agree. We have to drop a podcast like as soon as possible because this shit is out of control.
It's weird. Justin didn't offer to pick me up from the airport. He waited till I got home.
I had ice cream to eat.
It's weird.
It was yummy. But the good news about that is you people at home don't have to hear me eat the ice cream. So
hashtag you people.
You people. We might try to give Casey a call because there's a couple things I'd really love to pick his brain about. If we can't get him, we can't. It's a little late Casey time. He gets up for his shoot life pretty early in the morning. So this is pretty late for him. We're recording at 10:45 post Alvarez dos Anjos.
10:45 a.m. right now and Casey's already in bed.
So, yeah, right. You wish. So tonight, here's some of the stuff I want to talk about. Byron doesn't even know this. He's completely unprepared. I'm just going to hit him over the head with it. We might even get Jimmy on the phone. That might be cool. Maybe we'll call up Vinny. I don't know.
Can we call him Jimmy 5?
Sure. Why?
I didn't think it that far through.
Okay, that's fine. We'll call him Jimmy 5. We'll see if he likes it. And if he doesn't, then he's just going to get stuck with that gimmick. We're like booking this show, so he's getting stuck with the gimmick.
Yeah.
Tonight, I want to talk about Sexy Star. I do want to talk about Sexy Star, and a lot of people are going to say, oh my God, don't talk about the Sexy Star thing. I'm going to do it. I don't give a fuck.
Shout out to the heels for having a huge hard-on for Sexy Star and a gift of the gods. They keep what is it they're doing? They're predicting and choosing her to win the belt last Ultima Lucha and this one.
They love the whole Sexy Star thing. They want her to get the gift of the gods.
I think Sexy Star is great at a lot of things except for fighting in a ring.
You guys are terrible. See, I tend to agree with J-Man on a lot of things I found out over the last few weeks, but we'll get into that. Me and you can debate
there's a
Sexy
healthy
Star
debate
thing.
to be had.
Also, we're going to talk a little bit about Puma tonight. There's been some Puma news, and I just like to say Puma. It's kind of like Acapulco.
I want to say Ricochet. Can you make my voice like bounce from left to right?
No, I put you mostly on the right, and I go mostly on the left because that's where like the driver's side is in the car. So I feel like that's the speaker that's prime time. So I put myself in the good speaker, and I put you in the shitty 6x9.
My good side is the other side. sonically.
Right. Well, we'll see. We'll see. If you're feeling weird brain waves because Byron is on one side of your head and I'm on the other a little bit more, it's not like a hard pan. It's kind of like a 10 o'clock, 2 o'clock thing. So, and if you don't like it, just let us know and we'll change it.
You know what you should do when Casey comes on? Put him in the rear channels, and that'll make him feel like
Just
really
surround
uncomfortable.
Casey. Interesting. Well, that's how I feel when we're at the temple because his voice kind of like wraps around the side of my head like a warm, wet blanket.
Has he ever slipped his hands in your pockets at the temple
that's
and
just
then
you.
said like,
No,
whoops,
that's you. No,
whoops?
that's you.
Yeah, just got excited.
No, when he's screaming, "Take my pocket" at you, that's just for you.
No, not like that. Not like in the authoritative sort of way. I don't think he knows about that.
You should
It's just
prison
like
guard your food
sometimes he'll be like, "Oh, how did my hand get in your front jeans pocket?" Sorry.
So I do want to talk a little bit about Puma. I want to talk about Ultima Lucha 2, Unique Opportunities Abound episode. I want to talk about, I take it back. I don't want to talk about this, but I'm going to have to talk about this. John Bonehead Jones.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Well,
That's his new name. It's not John Bones Jones anymore. It's John Bonehead Jones from now on to me for a while. And this guy, if you know anything about me, I have a serious love for the Jackson Winklejohn camp. John Jones has been a hero of mine for a long time. I really wanted to see him come back from doing some horrible things in his life and be a superhero, but apparently that's not going to be the case. So got to talk about that. Got to talk about UFC 200. Want to talk a little bit about the UFC Hall of Fame because I forgot to do that on my preview episode with J-Man. We were kind of just hauling, doing that one, and I was in the car, and that was crazy, but it was good. We need to get that stuff out. Me and J-Man had to talk. So anyway, I want to get into some of this stuff. Why don't you see if you can get just text Casey and see if he's still awake?
Casey?
Yeah. Because there's one subject that I know that he's going to regret not being here for.
Why don't we just call him?
Just call him. See if he answers. And I'll kick it off by saying there's been rumors about Puma. This is not spoilery related, but there's rumors that he has not officially accepted his new contract offer with Lucha Underground. So the artist formerly known as Puma or Ricochet or whatever the heck you want to call him. And it kind of makes sense. It's like,
I have a question. Who do we know from New Jersey? I'm getting a call from New Jersey all of a sudden.
Oh, that might be Jimmy.
Jimmy 5?
Yeah. See if that's Jimmy. Put him on. I can try Case.
Hello?
Yo, Byron?
Yeah, who is this?
It's Jim.
Jimmy 5, what's up?
What's up, Jimmy 5?
Not much. Yeah, I was told to call you about something.
How did you get my number?
I sent it to him through telekinesis. Jim, are you there? Can you hear me as well as you can hear Byron? Because I'm far away from you.
No, I hear you, but you're further back.
Byron, come closer. Come closer. Be friendly.
Why don't you get closer here?
Why don't you get closer here?
This is my home.
Oh, this is...
Like I'm already listening to the show.
This is my favorite spot to sit in.
Did you give him the legal disclaimer about like being on the air and like that he has to approve being on the air and all that? Well, you know the legal stuff from doing TV, right?
No, I have a shirt that has the disclaimer on the shirt, so I wore that when I texted him. No, I was tweeting at Jimmy, like pretending I had no idea there was a podcast.
So Jim, here's the thing. Byron has no clue. I love those tweets.
Guess what? He's not here.
And did we lose him? Your phone died already?
Just things are happening.
This show's so professional.
My phone sucks. It's an Apple iPhone.
I have a degree in audio engineering. I don't use it. Not for this show. I do television too. Somebody asked me the other day, they're like, we've heard you say stuff on the podcast about being
speakerphone. Hello?
About being a TV producer and you having this audio degree. And like, what do you do? I'm actually a TV producer, but I have an audio degree. And somehow through audio, I got into comedy writing and that led to producing reality television. Don't ask me how exactly that worked. It was a 10, 15 year process that led me there. Jim!
Hello. What's up?
Hey.
I don't know why
What happened?
Byron hung up on you.
Why'd
He was
you-
like, I'm enough co-host for this show anytime. I don't need another co-host.
My arms got tired. I dropped my phone.
It's bullshit.
Okay.
So here's the first thing I wanted to talk about, and maybe you have some opinions on this. We were talking about the fact that it appears that Prince Puma has not signed another contract with Lucha Underground officially yet, and that he's kind of not going to do that right now. And this doesn't necessarily mean anything. It just means that he's not giving anybody any answers right now. I think it means that he's probably going to go to WWE. Just ride out his stuff in Japan for a little while until his Lucha no compete clause is, up. And then as soon as that's done, really make a final firm decision. But I think he'll go to WWE. What do you think?
I mean, I think it'll happen, but will WWE wait that long for that final show to air?
I don't know. And I mean, that's the weird, tricky part about Lucha Underground. And I saw a lot of fans were really mad, especially New Japan fans of Ricochet. The Lucha fans weren't so mad, but a lot of the New Japan fans were really mad about like Lucha holding this guy hostage or something. And it's not really that. It's just that with their taping cycle, it's a contract that basically says while your stuff is airing, you can't be on televised wrestling television somewhere else in the United States, which makes perfect sense. It's like, we're not going to give somebody money to tape stuff for us that's not going to air for a year and then let them shit all over it by going to some other place.
Yeah. I also think that Ricochet is one of the top stars of the show. He was sought after. I mean, I heard him on the Steve Austin podcast. Shout out to our peer, Stone Cold Steve Austin.
He's a peer now?
He's a fellow podcaster, and I want to say you're doing a great job. Big fan of your podcast.
Because he needs that validation from us.
Well, I'm drinking one of his Stone Cold brews. I'm reading the
Stone Cold
label
IPA?
right now to myself, but not out loud, and it tastes really great. Whatever it is he sells.
I hope he's paying you. What did you have a point about Puma, Byron?
Yeah, I think he's treated really well, like creatively, and also like he's able to work in Japan and financially. Like Conor was trying to get him for the longest time. I think he got paid everything he wanted to get paid for what he was doing there. So I don't feel bad for the guy. I also feel if WWE wants him, they're not going to put a mask on him, and that's going to make it that much easier. Plus WWE money and lawyers, they'll put him in NXT.
Yeah, I think so too. And I think he'll be a decent addition, though. I'm a little worried that he's going to fall into the same bracket with like some of the cruiserweights where it's like he's great, but he doesn't have anyone else to wrestle great with.
Yeah.
Like, what's he going to do? Whose chest is he going to run off of? Who's he going to do those crazy sick spots with?
Like Neville's already like a couple years away from not wrestling on TV for WWE anymore. Who else is going to keep up with him?
I don't know. What are your thoughts, Jim?
I mean, I think he'd be great on WWE TV, and, by the time he gets in, we have no idea who's even going to be in NXT by that time. Even with the roster, or the brand split, we might even just see him go straight to the main roster just to fill things out.
That's possible. That's very possible, especially then because the roster probably will have been going for a while, and it'll probably need another little kick in the pants.
Or you never know. They may just throw a ton of money at it in the next 3 months.
Yeah. We'll see.
That's crazy. NXT is also desperately going to need a draw because they're booking stadiums and they've established a track record that they're not going to be able to maintain once they've just restocked. And
yeah, but the hope for NXT on my part is that they do get to like where an ECW or a Lucha Underground is, where the brand itself is what you pop over, and they can start plugging in almost anyone. Like if you look at that height of ECW in the late 90s, where it was just like, dude, anybody who had the balls to debut for ECW and wrestle one of those matches was instantly over. It just didn't even matter who it was. NXT is not there yet. There's still some people they've thrown out there, and you're just kind of like, okay, wake me up when they get back to somebody I care about.
yeah,
Hopefully, though, if they do the right thing with that brand, the brand is what you pop for.
They're doing all right with, they're putting people out there with the work rate, and they're putting people out there in storylines and matches that seem to kind of matter. At the very least, like, it all kind of makes sense. But, that being said, you're not going to pay to see Blake and Murphy.
No.
But you're going to, when they have a tag match, it's going to be a good match in NXT.
Maybe. It just depends. You get a certain style of work going in NXT and sustain it for another year, I think you get it. All right, so I'm going to move on from that. The Puma thing, it's out there. People who love Lucha, we're talking about it. People who love New Japan are talking about it. People who care about the brand split are talking about it. So it's out there. It's in the public consciousness. Puma is semi-available in the distant future whenever Lucha Underground comes back to air and airs a shit ton of episodes, because season 3 is 36 episodes long or something crazy.
I wonder how this will play into his big match that he has coming up, his big fight that he's doing in a couple weeks.
Well, like I said,
if it's affecting his head as he prepares for it.
I mean, I had all these questions when they taped it. So, and I think they're all still relevant. And the no spoiler version of it is, I think that coming out of Ultima Lucha Dos, I think you're going to have questions about Puma. You have questions about Puma for real. You're going to have questions about Puma from his storyline. I think that's everybody's point. And I think that because of where he is with everything, that was semi-intentional.
I thought it was weird timing because to me the question was Ray. Was Ray going to be another Del Rio one-off? Right.
Which I'm still worried about every day, though we all pretty much know now that that's not the case. He's the guy out there doing the big interviews. He's doing the Fox Sports stuff. He's the one going around. He's getting extra money for it looks like, too, even though that's not been officially confirmed. Ray is the flagship of the brand. And from what I've heard about Ray, he has one more full season on his current contract, and they're probably going to try to renegotiate that with him before that season even starts taping.
They should do a sitcom on El Rey with like Rey Mysterio and then like a wacky neighbor and maybe get that fluffy guy in there.
Oh man, you have issues. All right.
Well,
there's so much stuff I got to cover. I got to move to another. I got to move to Sexy Star. Are you really calling him Jimmy 5?
Jimmy 5 liked it. That's what is.
Jim, why don't you introduce yourself the way you want? The way you want to be introduced.
Like
how do
Jimmy,
you want to be referred? Because
5.
If not, Byron's going to call you Jimmy 5 for the rest of this whole fucking thing.
I mean, I was going as J5 on my Twitter handle for a little while. Then I just put my real name on there, which is up there now, which is fine. Jim Velasco is my name.
Can you tell the white people how to spell that and find you on Twitter?
Yeah, well, my handle, my Twitter handle is at JimmyV_WCN. And, yeah, my real name is up there, too. So
the V stands for 5, right?
That's where the 5 came from, because V is Roman numeral for 5. And hopefully some people caught on to that.
This is really great news for me.
Byron thinks he speaks Roman.
I understand it.
Great.
He got it.
Sexy Star.
Okay, Sexy Star. We're going to talk about this, and then we got to talk about this sweet-ass freaking episode. But Sexy Star, I've said it. I'm not afraid to talk about this. I wish Casey was here, because boy, does Casey have some opinions on this.
Casey right now woke up from his sleep and took a piss break.
And I'm going to text him to see if he's still awake, if he wants to talk about it, because Casey would light the world on fire, I think, talking about this one.
Yeah.
And Byron might, too.
Yeah, I have opinions.
So the story is that Sexy Star basically decided, oh, hey, this would be a good idea, or somebody pushed her into it, or somebody she's associated with, or who knows, that I'm going to talk about being a wrestler, unmask, for the purpose of boxing.
Yeah.
When I'm in the middle of a bunch of Lucha Underground stuff that's already been taped with me in the mask.
Yeah. The thing is, Lucha Underground has a ton of incredible female talent, but they picked her when they were putting the show together as the inspiring female luchadora that wears a mask that the kids are going to love and is going to be the focal point of everything that they're trying to prove with intergender wrestling. They have a great supporting cast, but they wanted that masked wrestler to be at the top of it, and that was Sexy Star. Her character's talking points are centered around her finding strength through her mask. So now that she's boxing for real, you're not sending text and my home doesn't work. Now that she's fighting,
Wi-Fi hates me. Go ahead, keep talking.
So
now that she's fighting,
she's going to be boxing without a mask on. She's just going to lose because she won't have any sort of superpowers anymore.
Wait, you think that the mask gives her superpowers that are going to make her lose at boxing?
That's what Stryker says every week.
I think that maybe her footwork might be the cause of that.
I would have to notice that there was footwork for it to be the
you're harsh. Well, I want to know what Jim thinks. Yeah, that was a shoot and a half. What do you think, Jim?
Yeah, what do you think?
I mean, I guess in one sense it's okay because, they tape in advance and she's representing a character on one show, whereas it appears that this whole boxing thing is just her in real life. But at the same time, people are still going to associate that one person with the character. So it's just not a smart move.
Yeah. See, a lot of people bring up other characters like Ricochet and Puma.
Which is exactly what I'm about to do.
Yeah, and there's other characters that were non-masked wrestlers that were brought in and given masked characters on the show. But I think that's different. I think Sexy Star she's from the traditional Lucha background, and so people know her mask, no mask.
Right.
People know her as Sexy Star.
No, but here's what I'm going to say. First of all, if you want to know what Sexy Star looks like without the mask, you could find that out pretty easily before...
Yeah, follow her social media.
Before this happened. Okay? And the other thing I will say is she seems to be starting to move away from the AAA thing a little bit anyway.
Oh, no, she's long gone because...
Right.
They don't get along.
Correct. But here's my whole point about that. In the Lucha Underground world, I feel like this is a Robert Rodriguez world, and all of these people are actors. We all know that Carly is Katrina, and she goes by Carly all the time on social media and promoting. What? Come on.
She's Katrina.
She's Katrina? She's not Katrina on social media.
Carly's the one that posts selfies all the time of her like in a hotel room eating pizza.
Okay.
Katrina's the one that wears,
right.
what she wears and
tells Carly to post pictures of that too. My whole point is, I think in Lucha Underground, we're now moving into a world, and I like this world, where kayfabe is not the end-all, be-all. I mean, we're not 8-year-old kids anymore. And if you look at the target demographic of what Lucha Underground is hitting, it's not little kids anymore. It's people that firmly know that these guys are pretty much actors, and it's fine. It's like the Vader Osprey thing, where these two guys are fighting over whose style of fake fighting is more believable. It's like you both conceded that it's fake fighting, right? What's the argument about? We're talking about Sexy Star here is another actress on a hit TV show on the El Rey network, which is not widely carried in America. She's just, that's it. She's an actress on basically a great drama show on a B network. I don't think that she should have a different set of rules than anyone else there. And this is my point about being mad about it. It's not that Sexy Star didn't necessarily do something that was wrong in the wrestling world. Maybe she did. I don't think she did something wrong in the Lucha Underground world. I think Lucha Underground is a world where we're all going to get the best performers if we accept that this is a TV show, this is a hit drama like Game of Thrones or any other TV show, and we respect the fact that, Kit Harington is not actually a character in Westeros. He's Kit Harington when he's not in Game of Thrones.
What's he talking about?
Sexy Star can be somebody else off the show, and then she can be somebody else on the show, and it doesn't hurt a thing.
But it's
who's going to be upset?
Well,
Who's really going to be upset?
I would be upset if I put all my eggs in the basket of this masked character, and then that masked character is basically thrown in the trash right before I load all my bags in the basket, and then I get ready to throw more eggs in the basket.
And I get that to a certain extent. Like, you don't
she's
want to
killing
hire
the-
Robert Downey for a movie.
She's killing the brand. This brand is Sexy Star. Also, there's a difference. Like, you wouldn't see Blue Demon Jr. show up to Lucha and take his mask off and be like, "Hey, just call me Bill."
But if he left AAA and Lucha became his primary thing, and you knew that his career wasn't going to be that much farther anyway, would it really matter if all of a sudden, outside of the ring in Mexico, he's out of costume doing something else, doing a telenovela or something, and then
Blue
also
Demon
doing Lucha
Jr.
Underground in the mask?
It would matter for Blue Demon Jr.
To who?
To
the average Lucha
Mexico.
Underground fan,
He's
or to
Mexico.
Mexican fans?
I don't know how many Lucha Underground fans he has, but to his Mexican fans, and
so
to
you're
people
worried.
who,
You're worried about AAA fans, which you've already said Sexy has moved on from. You're worried about fans in Mexico of the AAA product and her AAA gimmick, or are you worried about what Lucha Underground fans are going to think of Sexy Star now that she's come out of the mask? Are we going to stop watching?
I'm saying, I'm not going to stop watching the show. I just think you have someone who is saying, "I'm this, I'm not that anymore," but that is what she's going to be on TV doing, and that's what we invest in. But now that whole like Sexy Star thing doesn't matter.
Jim, am I crazy?
What was that? You're kind of far. I can't hear you.
Am I crazy to think that Sexy Star is not ruining her gimmick for Lucha Underground purposes? Like, I don't think the average Lucha Underground fan is going to care at all.
No, because as I mentioned before, I kind of see it as two separate things. Like, Sexy Star is a character on the show, and the woman who plays her is doing her own thing. I don't equate it to being the same exact thing, so I don't think it really affects her character that much.
Yeah.
At least that's what I think.
I mean, I think she is doing something stupid. I agree with Byron in that regards. I do believe that it's not the smartest thing for her business or her brand. I just don't think that the Lucha Underground fans that I've seen that are butthurt about it should be, because I don't think it hurts her for our sake and for our purposes on the show.
I fear for what could happen in her match if it's hard.
It's hard.
It's hard to talk about this.
I understand. I get that. Look,
but
people,
it's just,
the reality is there's some finer points to this that the three of us understand that we can't necessarily talk about. That makes it even a bigger kind of slap in the face on her part. But at the same time, I still think that that's going to work out fine too. And I also don't think that she's going to be in Lucha Underground forever. I think she goes a couple more seasons maybe, and she's going to get phased out into another area of her life anyway. I don't think she's going to be able to keep up with where Lucha Underground is going. I think she's a great springboard for the product, but I don't think she's a good platform for the product long term.
I think they love her, and I think you got Mariposa as the only other. Am I blanking? Only other masked female fighter on the show, and she's a heel, and she's
Cobra Moon and Mariposa and Sexy Star.
Wait, Mariposa is what I meant to say. Who did I say was the other one?
You said Mariposa.
Mariposa.
I said Cobra Moon is the third one that you didn't say.
You missed Cobra Moon, yeah.
Yeah, Cobra Moon, she's great, but I don't know if she is someone to anchor the division around. I think Sexy represents the division, and she gets the opportunities. She had that incredible No Mas match with Mariposa, but Mariposa is a heel. You know, she's not the one that's going to be inspiring, your fans that women can whatever. She's the bad guy.
Well, and I think that going forward, the division is probably not going to be anchored by women from AAA. Like, you got Sexy and you got Taya. I don't think you're getting any other women from AAA. I don't think the Apaches are going anywhere. I just don't.
Yeah.
I don't think that AAA can really afford to give up any of the other women. Sexy Star was a little long in the tooth on their end. so they could afford to. Taya had other aspirations and could find herself in WWE or TNA or someplace else quickly anyway. So I don't think they had a choice about letting Taya expand and spread her wings a little bit. And they still get the benefit of having Taya around a little bit.
Taya's a champion, I think.
Yeah.
Sexy used to be a champion.
Yeah.
But Shawn Michaels did.
Exactly. That's pretty much the perfect description.
No, I'm all about Sexy Star doing this boxing thing and saying, I'm not Sexy Star, I'm Dolce, whatever. And saying, like, fuck off AAA because of how they treat her business-wise. That's all great. I just kind of feel like she shouldn't create distracting attention right before Ultima Lucha 2.
But Lucha can't do that much more for her either.
But she could wait until after Ultima Lucha 2 and then do her own personal stuff and have that sort of come and go. And people get used to it.
Maybe American TV just doesn't translate to her either. Of how big a deal that might be in the long run.
I mean, we don't know how bad her boxing career is going to be, but I remember she'll
win the first fight. Come on, they're going to feed her a can.
She was on Conan's podcast a while ago talking about how she's been training.
Her old man is going to make sure that they feed her a can. Are you kidding me?
Did you see Mickey Rourke fight in Russia like a year ago?
Oh, God.
That's what I think her fight's going to be like, and I think she'll be just as victorious. Did you see it, Jimmy 5?
I actually did not see it.
You haven't seen... Look up Mickey Rourke's... I think he fought some homeless guy. They flew him out there and put him in shorts. And he fought him in Russia in a huge fight.
When you go to buy Hunt's tomatoes at the grocery store, that guy's face is now on the can. All right. Well, look, I don't know that there's a solution to this. It's just something to talk about. I think we're going to end up talking about this one for a long time because we're not going to really see the effects of some of what Sexy Star is doing for a while.
You know what I'm going to bet on? I bet we won't talk about it for a long time because I bet that she won't actually follow through with a boxing career.
I bet we're going to talk about it next week because Casey will not be able to control himself when he hears this podcast.
No, can we not talk about it when he's around?
He'll jump out of his skin, Byron.
Oh, he will not stop talking about it once the floodgates have opened.
He knows it's what we're doing. He's spending all the time that he would be talking about it, like telling me he can't talk about it.
Well, it's a shame. Anyway, I'm going to move on. I want to talk about this unique opportunity episode of Lucha Underground before I get into MMA stuff tonight because the MMA world is on fire as we speak. And as we're recording, I'm still waiting for a couple of pieces of information to come in about what's going on there. You guys, stay tuned. I've been trying to stay ahead of this story all day. If you've been watching my Twitter, it's been crazy. But let's talk about this Ultima Lucha Dos, the first episode. It's all about the unique opportunities. Did you guys find it weird that this whole night was basically dedicated to just the one gimmick, that you're not really seeing anything outside of the unique opportunity gimmick in this whole episode?
I mean, I thought it was extremely interesting that they did that because you're basically watching the entire show just to see what happens. You know, like, what is the opportunity? Will whoever wins take the opportunity? It's like, basically it had you engaged the entire time.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think that was the point. I think that's kind of what DJ was going for, is like, can I do one gag that basically strings everybody along to a payoff and still make that payoff feel like something?
But at the same time, there were like multiple payoffs.
Well, tournaments in general are awesome. We got Bowler coming up, which is a 3-day massive tournament, and everyone loves that. You got King of the Ring was always a fun thing when that used to be a real thing. They're fun because everything just has to matter.
Right, everything hinges on where you're going, so all the storylines have to converge into one single place.
And they were all kind of the same no DQ match, but they were all awesome.
Well, I disagree with that because the first match, I got to tell you guys, I'm surprised that New Jack didn't come down to the ring with a shopping cart at the start of this match. This felt to me, and I loved it. I had no problem with it at all. It felt like an homage to ECW, which everyone knows I fucking love. I like, short of a shopping cart and a staple gun. Yeah, I like the ECW a little bit, Byron.
You ever see one of the shows? I saw one on TV once.
Yeah, I think I may have participated in a couple of ECW events back in my day, but that's kind of what it felt like. And as great an actual luchador, and I do consider him a luchador. Willie Mack is, he's the best luchador in South Central, for sure. And surprisingly, Cage isn't a half bad luchador himself.
It's weird. He keeps doing more, like, ever since he fought Matanza, he's been doing more lucha moves.
Well, why not? When you got that monster there that can suplex anybody into a donut at any point in time, like,
I guess, yeah.
I think he was probably just like, well, fuck, I guess I better learn how to flip off the ropes because this dude has got the market cornered on monster.
Or whenever he can find someone who can base for him.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm doing Ranas. Tilt the world cage. Tilt the world machine.
But so as much as these guys can actually surprisingly both get around very easily in the ring, this turned into kind of an old school hardcore match. Like, I wanted to see Bob Holly roll in. I wanted to see fucking Sandman. I wanted to see fucking New Jack. It was old school hardcore. Byron is smiling maniacally at me. He hates that I'm saying this.
No, I texted Casey. I wrote to him that we pretty much covered all the sexy star talk and that we all agreed that we hope that she becomes the first boxing and lucha champion. And I'm just listening to his head explode right now.
That would be cool if she had both at the same time just for the purpose of fucking with Casey.
Like, he's about 40 miles north, and I think I can feel the ground shake for him yelling.
Oh, these things need to happen. I want Sexy Star at the fucking top of the card.
Yeah.
I want
the
Casey.
logo changed to her mask.
Yeah, I want Casey. Oh, yes. I want Casey chained to a chair in front of the TV watching every Sexy Star match on repeat.
All of the B-roll of Casey cheering is for her spots in her matches.
The funny thing is,
they wouldn't even be matches. They'd just be parts of the matches where she's running into the turnbuckle.
She runs?
She does. She has a slightly different gait than the other wrestler. She's a little bit shorter. She's got more of Aerostar's gait than, say, maybe, I don't know. Who's the tallest guy? Angelico? Angelico?
Oh, if you're Steve Austin, it's like
Angelico.
Yeah. No, I feel like someone tried to rib her once and they tied the laces to her boots together and she didn't even notice.
Look, we've talked some shit about Sexy Star, but was anybody complaining when that No Moss match fucking aired?
No, she's a great character and she's great at firing up and she is a great character, so she matters.
Look, every wrestler has a different level of skill and a different type of style. We know what Sexy Stars is, and so then it becomes the responsibility of Chris Roach and DJ and Evie Dub and whoever else is over there and whoever's agenting her matches. It becomes their responsibility because she's a star to get her over by having the work in her matches make sense.
I like wrestlers with more of an edge, so I like Pentagon Jr. I like Ivelisse.
I get that,
Taya.
but when you get Sid Vicious at the top of the company, for instance, you got to find ways to make Sid Vicious work. That's it. It's just that simple.
We had to do a Sid Vicious reference on a Lucha podcast. That's your fault, Jimmy Five. I'm blaming you.
God damn it.
So we digressed a little bit because I got to give Sexy a little bit of props. No matter what you say about her, she is fucking super duper over.
Yeah.
Super duper over. And there's always going to be something said, like, people don't get over for no reason. She didn't just wake up over one morning. She did something to get over. Some writers did something to help get her over. Some agents created some matches to help her get over. Like, there's a reason she's over.
She got the curse on TV.
Yeah, but I was popping for that match before she dropped the bomb.
Yeah, but I'm saying them letting her do that in that moment, like, that's huge. The time that someone says the F word on the show and the entire run.
Well, that gave her some indie credibility because not a whole lot of wrestlers on a pre-taped show get an F-bomb in. Yeah. In fact, she might be the only one ever.
Yeah. So it's, she's a superstar and she's treated like a superstar on the show. Not to steal.
So, Willie Mack versus Cage. I'll throw in my thoughts, and then I'll let you guys say what your thoughts were. Of the matches on this card, this might have been my favorite one, which was amazing to have it be the first thing on the show. I love when Lucha Underground starts off an episode with what is the best thing on the episode, but then you never feel like anything else on the episode was worse than that. You still feel like every moment you're getting something. But to me, this was the best match, even as crazy as the second match was. I loved them getting in a little bit of ring work and then just getting out on the floor and making it this falls count anywhere thing, and pulling out the first spot where they went to the floor. That was the craziest spot in the whole match, believe it or not. Cage is sitting on the second rope. Sitting on the outside, his arms are up over the top rope. He's sitting there, and this is what tells you that we're in Ultima Lucha, because this is not a crazy spot. This isn't something that's going to get necessarily a huge pop, but at the same time, you can already tell that these guys even doing this spot means that they're going the extra mile. They're ready to take it somewhere else. So, Willie does this little soft spear into Cage on the top rope, but the way that Cage comes down, if he doesn't land exactly right, he's literally dead.
I don't know if he landed it. I thought he landed on his head, maybe a little bit of his neck.
He curled his neck at the last minute, got mostly shoulder. I watched it a couple times because the first time I saw it, I was like, Jesus Christ, why would you do that in this match? But then I realized that's what Ultima Lucha means to these dudes. Like, this spot is how we're going to take it to the floor today. We're not going to do an easy spot. We're not going to do some fake rope climb. We're not going to do some planned catch. We're going to do a spot where we both go out to the floor. We're going to bump, and then we're going to start banging each other with fucking garbage cans and stop signs. And I fucking loved it. From that moment on,
oh my God.
I was totally sold by this match. I was sold by Willie Mack doing the Stone Cold gimmick. I don't care how derivative it is. I don't care where it's coming from. The fact that this big brother from fucking South Central is doing the fucking Stone Cold with the raising the fist and the throwing beers around and the stunners, everything about it, I completely marked out for.
Well, that's his gimmick now.
Great. I'm glad he has
doing the
it.
Stone Cold is Willie Mack's gimmick. But Cage learned something this time around. He didn't fall for the first stunner. He saw, after the beer was smashing, he's like, oh, I think something's coming. And he countered the stunner with the push away.
You make it sound so exciting. Jim, please make it sound more exciting than that for me. Good Lord.
Well, I just want to say that when these two fought at Ultima Lucha Uno, I probably popped the hardest out of anyone in the Temple when the Mac pulled out the stunner during that first match. And that match was amazing, and this match beat it. As you guys were talking about, I thought when they got out of the ring that he landed on his head. It's he probably could be dead, but no, they pulled it off somehow. And it's definitely part of that Ultima Lucha mentality for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Cage was bleeding hard way at the end, or did he... Did he go for it, or was he hard way? I didn't catch it.
I thought he bled out off of... he bladed off of one of the things that hit him.
Why would you blade so late in the match?
The wrench?
Yeah, maybe. I just found it strange. You don't normally blade
rubber wrench.
Yeah, you blade off a rubber wrench.
Stop bringing wrenches and hammers. You saw it on Aces and Eights, and it looked shitty then. It doesn't look better now.
Yeah, but they just do it so Stryker can make threw a wrench into the works kind of comment or something. I think Stryker writes those bits. I don't know.
What if you guys use a wrench right now? I have a good joke.
I would also like to point out how hilarious it was that Vampiro was pointing out the fact that Hot Tub Guy was going for the candy.
Hot Dog Guy was still there. That's awesome.
That was ouch. You're mean. Byron's mean.
I didn't say the candy thing. That was Jimmy Fallon.
I will turn this around by saying it was really awesome to see so many friends in the crowd on this episode.
Yes.
Oh, I told J-Man, Smashley, and Vic, I was like, man, the camera loves you guys tonight, and that is for damn sure.
Yeah.
That wasn't the camera loving them. I'm pretty sure they each slipped DJ a 20 before the show.
I saw a J-Man hand a handful of something to the camera person, and then the camera person never turned away.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure J-Man was trying to get everyone's numbers in post too, so that he could get the editors on his side.
That's
It's
true.
amazing for how much he came to the temple last year, for how much he's been on the show this season, isn't it?
2 flights get you a lot of episodes.
Gets you
I
a
guess.
lot of episodes. I mean, they tape like 10 episodes a weekend now? I don't know.
Shout out to J-Man stealing our gimmick on the podcast.
You got some FaceTime too. Your seal clap thing totally made air.
I don't remember that, but I remember. No,
If you don't remember it, you can look at the GIF that I posted on Twitter where you're clapping like a seal.
I remember when
You're like,
in a later match when Tejano bumped through an entire fucking bar made of wood and glasses.
Wait, just because you don't want to talk about the seal clap, you're going to jump to like the finish of the next match?
That wasn't the finish.
It was close to it. It was what set up the finish.
The finish is when he brought in the beer bottles in the middle of the ring and stomped on them.
All right. Anybody got anything else to say about Willie Mack Cage? Willie Mack goes over. Great match. Really loved it.
I love the callbacks with the stunner reversal with the curb stomp into a cinder block. I wish Cage, he's a machine, but I wish he would have sold stepping through a cinder block. But it's also kind of funny to see a roll up finish.
What are you gonna say, Jim?
I was going to say that the frog splash through the table.
That was the loudest spot of the whole Ultima Lucha, I think.
Did that blow your eardrums?
Yeah, when Willie jumped off of there. You were there, right?
That was ridiculous.
Yeah.
I wasn't there day one, remember?
It was a good...
I was actually not there for this match, but I heard so much about it when I came the next day, I feel like I was there.
I tried to forget most of what happened, so when I was watching it on the TV, it would be fresh. But I remember seeing Willie Mack, he put Cage on the table, and then he started going up to the stands. I was like, oh shit, this is the thing.
This is the thing. Great match. And I really love, like, it made me a little upset that Willie Mack didn't get more time this season in general. Because I watched this match and I was just like, holy shit, Willie Mack is fucking solid, man. Like, he is a top face in the company right now, and he really deserves a strong run. These are the moments when I wish there was like an IC title in Lucha Underground, because he would be the guy I would want that number 2 top face spot to be.
Like, he's big time.
Yeah.
Everyone loves Willie Mack, and he always delivers. But he's not Mil Muertes.
Okay,
you know?
He's not Mil Muertes. Mil is...
He's not Matanza, but he's Willie Mack, and he doesn't fuck around. Like, he gets it done.
Well, and the thing about Willie Mack is, look, Matanza is over because, we know Jeff's a great wrestler. There's no question about it. He really is. He's just a good wrestler. But at the same time, he was groomed into that spot, and that spot was just the perfect creative creation. That's why Matanza is where he is. It's not Jeff necessarily getting the whole gimmick over, but Willie Mack is 138% Willie Mack getting the whole fucking gimmick over himself.
Yeah.
I mean, he was booked in weird little offshoot matches or whatever, and people just started popping to the point where it was undeniable that Willie Mack is a thing.
Willie Mack, also, like, his acting, especially in the Sexy Star stuff, was awful. It was just... and, like, it was really weird watching him walk around in his tights and a T-shirt, and he's just, like, standing next to Sexy Star, sitting in underwear. It's in a locker room. It was weird.
He's got the fucking eyes for it, though. The facial expressions, come on.
No, but in the ring, when he does one of those, like, planchas or whatever over the top rope, and he stands up and he's just looking around, everyone goes nuts. Lil Jon Stud's dancing in the background. It's just pandemonium.
Yeah, and it's great. It's great.
Yeah, he's one of my favorites. But I agree, I just don't want to forget about him, because it's like Willie Mack comes out sometimes and I'm like, oh shit, yeah, Willie Mack's in fucking Lucha Underground. Yeah.
Like, I fucking forgot. It's like, I don't want to forget anymore. I want him to have some more solid angles where we don't forget. But hey, he won his first match here, so he is moving on. And our second match is
it Tejano and...
It's Son of Havoc and Tejano.
Tejano has to be the favorite in this match going in.
Isn't he the favorite in every match that he's in? He's like the longest reigning Mega AAA champion of all time, as Stryker is very fond of reminding me.
Does that check out, Jimmy Five?
Does that what?
Does it check out? Is that a true story?
Yes, he is the longest reigning AAA Mega Champion in the company's history.
Oh, well, that's. Thank you for bringing that up. That's very interesting.
No, look,
But he's very good too, and he hits really hard.
and I like Tejano better in Lucha Underground than AAA.
Yeah, I like everyone in Lucha better than AAA.
I don't know if I agree with that.
They do better
I
work.
haven't watched as much AAA as you guys. Has Tejano ever been a face in AAA?
Tweener, like a tweener face, but not really, not full baby face, I don't think. Casey would be the one that would know.
Hey, Casey, why don't you call in if you're listening?
But I think it was more like tweener face status, just because of his angles and gimmicks.
Yeah.
But look, I love him in Lucha. I just think that I don't know. I feel like he gets the crowd gets into Tejano's head, and he loves it so much that he like takes it to a level where he didn't even plan on taking it.
It's crazy because he came in as the guy for like Alberto Del Rio is such of a high pedigree of a wrestler that he had to bring in his own like
Right, his own foil.
His own caliber of jobber, like he needs like the longest reigning champ to be the guy to be his jobber, and he brought him in and
yeah, but I'll tell you what, the crowd doesn't get into ADR the same way, and so Tejano was almost to me more over than ADR immediately.
Tejano is just like in this vignette they show this too. He's just a blue collar ass kicker, and really there's no better way to earn the respect of the believers than to be a blue collar ass kicker.
And the ladies love him.
Jimmy, do you remember what they call him? What some of the ladies call Tejano?
I know they call him something, but I can't remember it off the top of my head.
You don't want to say it.
Nobody wants to say it. No heterosexual guy wants to say Sexano.
Maybe it's a good thing I don't remember them.
It's Sexano.
It's six. Yeah.
They call the
jeez.
Yeah, the girls at the temple call him Sexano. He has the Sexano section where I'm sure he could get laid the second he stepped out of the ring if he really needed to.
Like if he'll throw someone outsid the ring on the other side, and then he'll walk over.
And I have respect for those ladies.
That's why he doesn't really get too many like televised entrances anymore. It just drives the ladies too crazy.
It might. They just start him in the ring so that that they can keep the crowd under control. I think the ladies have been pretty pissed about it too. Like he comes in and just walks straight to the ring and then stares at him, and they're kind of mad. But look, we've had a wrestling show with a live sex act. We don't need another one. That's been taken care of. WWE did that. It's done.
Shout out to Edge for banging his friend's girlfriend and that making his career a lot more successful.
Right on. Hey, whatever it takes to get over.
Good business sense.
So, look, this was another crazy. This was the bar brawl, and I tweeted on Twitter that because that's where you tweet. You tweet on Twitter.
I almost segued live sex to the final deletion.
God, we got to talk about that too. We will talk about final deletion.
Jimmy and I
there's
are
much
huge
to say.
fans.
But anyway, so yeah, this was a Boyle Heights bar fight, and
Yeah.
which is appropriate because if you speak any Spanish and you understand the things that Tejano was saying, they're pretty much only things that you would say in a bar in Boyle Heights and or TJ.
Basically, if you were going to fight Tejano, you would end up with a lot of brain damage. Like, you wouldn't understand through all the concussions what happened to you. But you would definitely know, you'd remember that he's fucking your mother.
In various ways.
Yes.
The funny thing is, he says that in fights that aren't even bar fights.
Yeah. Basically, if you're fighting Pentagon, you're some kind of faggy pussy, and if you're fighting Tejano, something bad has happened to your mother's vagina.
I think they all just fuck each other's moms, except for like it gets weird when Phoenix and Pentagon are in the same ring. But Yeah.
No, you can say it. It was the funniest thing ever for Pentagon basically to tell Phoenix to go fuck his mother. Whatever.
I was watching that. I'm like, wait a minute.
I was like, hold on. You can't say that. That's your mom. Don't do that. Like, we have to break kayfabe here for a minute. Like, can you just say you're a pussy or you're a piece of shit or something else? Because you talking to your brother about fucking his mom when at least 60% of us in the room know that you're brothers does not work for me. I don't care about kayfabe. Like, that's just icky.
Yeah, come on, guys. We're trying to watch a show here.
It took me out of the show for a second. I was like, fuck, you guys can't do that.
What took me into the show was when I was standing ringside in the Evilise section with our bandanas, and they set up that bar thing at ringside, and we thought, what in the fuck is going on? Jimmy, you were there, right? What were you thinking?
I actually was not there for that one. I was only present for parts 2 and 3.
You just made me look like an idiot. Thanks.
Jimmy came with me, dude.
Awesome. Well, I was there. Let's forget that happened. And I saw them set it up.
You didn't need much help looking like an idiot either. I saw you on TV. It was pretty awesome with the neck sash and the hat.
No, that's the Evilise bandana.
So you were trying to look like a woman.
Say that to Evilise. Say that to Evilise.
No.
If that's the case, then Casey and J. Ray were too.
Yeah. We were showing support for one of our favorite fighters.
I think J. Ray pulled it off, and Casey somehow didn't make air a lot because Byron was standing in front of him for most of it, and J. Ray had way better facial expressions, so they went to him a lot.
J. Ray has the best facial expressions.
And then on the other side, you had Smashley and Vic and J-Man, and they were insane, and Smashley was on camera the whole time. And then you had that cute blonde girl that somehow has made it into a whole lot of episodes too. I only remember her being at one or two I think she's the editor's girlfriend.
I remember when she got placed in because, you know, they tend to stand out in the crowd sometimes.
White blonde girls? Yeah,
yes.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
But I think she is, no, we shouldn't try and figure out who a stranger is. But I think she's like associated with someone from the show.
Who she is. He's a stalker. And I'm eating. This is a roasted Israeli couscous with Brussels sprouts and cauliflower. It's pretty good. And roasted tomatoes.
He calls it the Roman Reigns because he likes it so much.
I made this myself.
It's weird that Justin shows up in his favorite Roman Reigns hoodie when he records about Lucha Underground.
It's not a hoodie. It's a vest.
You cut the sleeves off and the hood off. Really weird. You could have done with a t-shirt.
You wish, man.
But they set up the bar, and the last thing you think is someone's gonna straight up fall through it. I was wondering what was going on. Like, now we just have a bunch of like props, like they're gonna smash bottles or glasses over each other's head.
And they did.
They did that too.
Like okay, not even getting into a lot of the match because the match was whatever. The match was what it was. But first of all, we have to get to just straight up broken glass everywhere. Wrestlers bumping on the steps like they just don't care.
It's weird there wasn't a lot of blood.
From candy glass? Now, these look like candy glass spots to me, unlike some other stuff that I've seen where it's real glass. This was candy, but it was fun. I mean, I like Havoc putting on the Village People thing, doing the fireman gimmick.
That was awesome.
Like, dude, as soon as you see a shirtless man in a mask with a beard and a fire hat, like, that's when it's like, damn, like everyone who makes fun of me for liking wrestling is probably right. Like, this is just a little homoerotic here, but fuck it.
It's silly. But Havoc was doing the perfect, that's part of Havoc's sort of everyman underdog character. You know, he's with us and like he'll laugh with us at something.
And he'll just go for a joke.
He'll take the step back, like, oh, I'm wearing a helmet and he hit me in the head with the helmet. Like, come on.
It was great. Now, look, I'm a vodka drinker. And to see the vodka, like, I'll take a shot of vodka to the head all day long, but that's not the way that I would do it.
Well, also, that's not what you use to clean your eyes out.
Yeah, I was kind of upset. I was like, a waste of good vodka.
Yeah. Like, I could have given Tejano one of my water bottles. Like, come on, man.
But there was good spots. And look, it was heading to a bigger bar spot. I didn't think that they were going to go through the whole fucking thing. And like I said, I wasn't at that taping, so that was news to me when I saw it on TV, and it was pretty dope. It was a good spot.
Here's something that happened. The chairs that Tejano ever so delicately placed inside the ring, when Son of Havoc was setting up the Rana off the top through the chairs, when he'd pick them up, they would fall apart. And we're like, oh no, right? But it turns out when you put a pile of chair parts and you throw a guy on top of it, that's much worse.
Yeah, it looked like it was pretty vicious. Did it take a long time to set up? Was it kind of edited down for TV?
Oh no, they cut it. Yeah, they fixed it.
We're gonna say the magic of editing.
I think they really edited a lot of the matches for time.
Well, and dude, it's one of the things though that I like about Lucha Underground. It's like when we're sitting there, we're all so hyped and we're chanting and yelling and everything. And when a spot takes a little bit of time to set up, it's fine when you're live. It doesn't affect it too much at all. But then when we get to TV, dear Lord, I do not want to see that on TV. Right. Please, by all means, cut that shit out. It's one of the things that makes Lucha so much better than these other shows is I don't have to sit through the fucking rest holds and the setups.
Yeah, I think we've gotten used to that editing of the matches.
We're getting spoiled, is what you're saying.
Well, we're getting used to just not having to see every A to B to C to D. We can cut from like B to D because everything in between took too long.
And look, I really like Son of Havoc, but I'll be the first one to be honest about the fact that Matt takes a little time to set up his spots. He does. Like he takes some time to set up his spots, and which is fine. He's a little bit younger than some of the other guys around. He hasn't been around that long, so he sets up his stuff carefully. He's a very safe worker for the most part, and he wants to get in his spots exactly the right way. But they take a little time to set up.
I think Son of Havoc is really awesome. And I'm very happy for him to shine on tonight.
I feel like there's a caveat coming.
But
I just know they did a good job editing.
That's the caveat, but they did a good job editing. Byron likes the guy, so he doesn't want to say anything bad about him. Look, he's slow sometimes.
I really what I don't like is when you set up for a top rope like splash or shooting star press type maneuver, and while you're climbing the ropes, your opponent has to roll across the entire ring.
Oh, did Tejano do the boot scoot to get into the right spot?
No, I don't think he's
not in this one.
I don't think he splashed Tejano.
Got you.
I think the finish was a broken glass.
Oh, that's right. It was. Yeah, I remember.
But he would do the same spot where he'd throw a guy in a corner.
Yeah, but know what the other thing is?
Well, here's what happened. He'd throw a guy in a corner. The guy'd bounce out of the corner, and he'd go for his big boot, which is one of his main moves.
I like that.
And
move.
then he'd run to an indiscriminate corner and stand there for the shooting star press while the other guy rolled up to him.
Okay, but that's not true. I think the problem is he needs a little more ring awareness, because when he gets up and then he realizes he's got to go to the corner where the fucking jib is, because that jib shot of him doing the shooting star press every time is
that's
fucking
money. So
He just needs to know where he's doing the spot before it a little bit better, because he's got to go to that corner for the shooting star press.
I just think personally he may have gotten a little excited, or there may have been a mix-up where I guess that the setup was wrong, or just because he did the big boot setup for the shooting star a few times. And
look, he's not Billy Kidman yet.
Right.
He's not Billy Kidman.
But what they did was, in the Willie Mack match, they, instead of the boot, they used a snapmare out of the corner, and then they show the guy lying down. And it took me a minute to go, oh, wait, they did a trick. They did some magic. And it was awesome. That's why it's great to tape delay or to edit stuff in post. I don't really give a shit about live shows that much anymore, because you get a better quality product if you get to actually
get so many matches
it
live, and it's just so much fun to be there that it doesn't matter live, at least not for Lucha. Like if I was at a WWE taping, I would probably want to murder somebody.
If we're there live, it's fun, but I'm talking about like watching a match on TV live, like Raw.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
then you don't get to see the match polished up. Like, why not see
And
the
Raw
best
is
representation?
the flagship of all wrestling. It should be the most polished wrestling show out there.
But it was really cool how Son of Havoc started off as like the jobber of all jobbers on the show.
That's the joke here, isn't it?
Well, I don't think it's the joke. I think
I
earned
think it's
it.
the joke. It's the gag. It's the gag that he is the uber babyface now. He's going to do
he earned it.
only things that babyfaces do, and he's still going to be a high-level jobber.
I don't know if he's a jobber. He beat Tejano. He won fair and square.
Right, he won fair and square. He won these two matches, and then he goes into his match with the Mac. Let's talk about the next match. Wait, Jim, do you have anything to say about the Tejano Son of Havoc match?
No, but the only thing I have to mention is you're totally right about the jib shots. It's like pretty much every high spot came from that corner, and it was pretty noticeable, especially like when they try to promote that stuff on social media. It's like everything kind of looked the same,
right?
Because they were all from that corner.
Yeah, I mean it's a small room. They can't put the jib on wheels in that place. So if you're gonna work those spots for the jib camera, and they use them all the time on social media. They use them to promote because they're badass. I mean, somehow the jib guys and Son of Havoc especially got that timing down, and he does that flip, and they put the camera like 2 inches off of his face at the top of that flip. They have it worked out perfectly.
Jeremy Borash should have saved money on a drone and hired this jib guy.
Oh, God.
Oh, deletion.
I love the whole thing, but
I'm still going to talk about it. We'll get to it. But I'm going to talk about it.
Yeah.
Oh, and I got some things to say.
I think it was great.
All right, so we get the two baby faces now. We get Willie Mack, who is the I put myself over Stone Cold-esque baby face with the I'm going to do the traditional long-term baby face. I always do what's right, no matter if I win or lose baby face that Son of Havoc is.
He's a sympathetic baby face.
Yeah, even though he's a masked, bearded biker, he's the sympathetic baby face, which is so strange. Such an opposite world that Lucha lives in.
We've never actually seen fully riding a motorcycle.
No, he he on the sidecar?
I think
no, he released like
sidecar, right?
No,
riding, and then he jumps back. But you never do the magic of editing. You don't actually see them riding the bike.
I've seen him on a motorcycle in the parking lot.
I'll have to go back and watch those segments at the beginning of season 2 because I barely remember them at this point.
He gets on the back of her bike or rides in her sidecar.
Yeah, but what they do is they just have the sound effect of them like pulling up, but then the camera cuts to them just getting off.
Just getting off, yeah. That's funny.
I've seen him ride a motorcycle in the parking lot, though. I know it's happened before.
And I know that there's some more motorcycle stuff coming up in season 3. I have no idea who it is, but they have. There was definitely some motorcycle filming going on for season 3, and I honestly have no clue who it was. I know they did it a couple times over at the temple. What? It was? I'm sorry. Byron just gave me some inside information. I can't tell you on the air.
You just said it.
No, I didn't say that. I just said what? Did I say it?
You heard it here first. Puma resigns with WWE. Go to all my pictures on Instagram to unlock details of the contract.
Oh, God.
Hashtag spoilers.
Hashtag all the spoilers. You hear them here first. So Max and Havoc, two baby faces, Falls Count Anywhere again. But the funny thing about this Falls Count Anywhere is they worked it pretty much like a regular match that wasn't Falls Count Anywhere.
It kind of felt, I was a little exhausted by the time this match came around.
Well,
I bet they were too.
And I think that's kind of what they were going for here. I think it was intentionally written that way of, you know, you don't want a match between two baby faces to go too long. I mean, you heard how conflicted the audience was. It was Son of Havoc, Willie Mack, the whole friggin' time. Like, nobody wants to cheer against either of these guys. And you don't want a match at this level that's not for a belt to go too long with two baby faces and just exhaust your crowd, because then people stop caring. You got two guys that you want to win. One of them's going to lose. You can't go too far with it, in my opinion. I feel like that's why they booked it this way. They wanted both guys to have their moment of getting over, and then, you know, one of them gets led to the slaughter, which is, of course, the black guy dies first.
Jimmy, that's not cool.
What? You want to be safe from the racism that is inherent in all televised sporting events?
I'm just saying you don't do it to their faces.
Oh, okay. We'll do it in secret next time. No, come on.
No, I thought it was great, but I really loved the moment when Havoc ran into the crowd all happy and everyone else around him was happy. I thought that was great.
Was that on your side of the bleachers?
No, that was on Jane and Ashley's side.
That was on the heel side.
Gotcha. I wonder why.
Maybe they remembered when we were cheering the Disciples of Death at Ultima Lucha 1. And Son of Havoc guy in the crowd was getting super sad. I think he cried.
Wait, if J-Man is one of the last real heels, how come he's so much nicer than you and fucking Casey? I think you guys are the last fucking heels.
I'm not a bad guy.
You're right.
I'm not.
No, maybe Casey and Byron are the second to last real heels.
Yeah, you're all going to be extinct eventually. It's all about baby faces these days, man.
I cheered for. I was happy for him. I'm saying all nice things.
You are. You're actually amazingly saying nice things. I can tell you're not thinking nice things, but you're saying nice things.
No, it just really bugged me about how his opponents would have to roll all the way across the ring. It really did. But I thought it is a really sweet shooting star press. And
it's a good move.
The only time that you saw in the match his opponent actually scoot into position was when Dr. Wagner Jr., spoiler alert, was doing it, and then he
Byron
moves
loves
out
to
of the
go
way.
to the next segment before we get there.
I'm just saying, that's the only time we saw it, but then he got up, so it made sense.
What were you saying, Jim?
Byron just keeps jumping ahead.
Which is fine. I mean, I'm going to assume that people have seen the show after listening to this, so it's like they pretty much already know. But
it's also weird. We're only an hour into a 3-hour episode.
Oh, it's not going to be 3 hours, because believe me, I'm so pissed off about what's going on in the UFC right now that it's only going to take me 3 seconds of saying fuck this and that to get through.
I think they should just have Brock do. He should have filled in.
Brock,
just done 2 matches.
Brock should just do push-ups. He should just go out to the center of the ring and do push-ups.
In the second match, Heyman would be ringside with a mic and just talking shit.
Why
the whole
not?
time.
Hey, have a Roman Reigns running at fucking UFC 200 at this point. I don't give a fuck. I'm pissed. Sorry. The word I'm getting right now, just everything leads me to believe that I should just stay pissed.
How awesome was Famous B finally getting a... By the way, so far, huge relief.
All right, well, let's talk about who was not awesome. Who was not awesome was Lotus. Boy, does she look fucking grumpy that she got put on briefcase detail tonight. She did not like being Dario's valet. She did not look happy for 1 second. She's got a match coming up at Ultima Lucha, and she's like somehow on bitch status carrying the fucking briefcases. She looked super fucking pissed.
She has to fight
a dragon. Your cat, I think, just unmade your bed.
All right, I have to go check my room because there's been a commotion.
You check your room. Me and Jimmy will discuss this because we don't need you anyway.
By the way, I think that's just her face.
What is?
The grumpiness.
That's just her face? She has resting bitch face?
I think so.
She's the baddest resting bitch face in the building?
I think she's a very beautiful... I think the Lotus is a very beautiful woman of respectable talents and charm. And I think that's just how her face looks.
You're mean. So, this whole thing I thought was interesting because, you know, we all know Dario. We know he's going to swerve. Like, that's what you're expecting the second he comes out. You know it's a unique opportunity. And I got to talk about the most ultimate babyface moment because, god damn it, just take the money. Like,
when I saw you tweet that out, I was like, oh, you're right. He's such a babyface right now.
That was the moment. That was the moment where it was like, okay, from now until the end of time, Son of Havoc will be ultimate babyface status because he did the most cliche babyface thing. And I think even DJ was tweeting about it like, that's what a babyface does. Like, it was written that way on purpose. It was funny. But it's like, dude, take $250,000. Even Vampiro's like, I'd take the fucking money, Matt. Who wasn't take $250,000?
Wait, what did Vampiro really
He
say?
was going to take the contract. Despite logic, we all knew he was going to take that contract.
No, what did Vampiro said? He was going to take the money and Black Lotus and run.
Oh, that's what it was. Yeah, smart man. Well, but not with resting bitch face.
Well, Vampiro.
Yeah,
He might have type.
Here, I'll give you this back.
Oh.
Yeah, I just think like it's $250,000, man. That can buy like a half of a condo in Los Angeles.
He might be able to buy a real mask.
Oh, I
What?
like that mask.
No, I like it too.
I mean, I wouldn't buy one.
The mask is very beard friendly, I think.
It is.
He should put his logo on the back of his head. No, I don't know. No, he has a cool mask. No, but that's the thing. He's the what is it? Like the tragic baby face.
Right. I mean, yeah. It's like your do-gooderness is going to be your ultimate downfall. Because, of course, as soon as he says, I want the title shot at Ultima Lucha Trace, Dario is like, ha, 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 ha. First of all, I have to put it in context. Everyone popped when that was said because it wasn't even announced yet if there was going to be a season 3 of Lucha Underground when Dario came to the ring and said that. So I heard about it, and I was just like, oh my God, that's amazing. He's talking about contracts for Ultima Lucha Trace.
You think they saved the announcement to save the pop for Havoc?
I don't know, but I know that a lot of people popped in-house because of that, because that was the first mention officially of any kind that there was actually going to be a season 3 of Lucha Underground. It was right there in that moment when Dario said Ultima Lucha Trace. So it kind of got this whole segment over. The other thing I'm going to put into context about this is we've been waiting on Limo Cigar Guy the whole season. And there was a lot of speculation going around that this debut of Dr. Wagner that a lot of people knew was going to happen was going to be the Limo Guy.
Because as unknown as he might be to a lot of non-Lucha friendly American fans, he has that pedigree, if not more, in Mexico, in Lucha Libre.
Yeah, I'm going to put it to you this way. Like, I don't know if I had facial hair the first time I saw Dr. Wagner wrestle. Like, he's been around forever, and you could hear it in Vampiro's commentary. Like, he couldn't even get into the history of Dr. Wagner Jr. It was just like, all you guys need to know is underneath that mask, he's really fucking old, and he's been around forever, and he's still really good. Like, he can still do his spots. He doesn't fuck up. He's a solid
And he
worker.
pops for his finish.
Yeah.
Oddly enough.
Yeah, I mean, he's good. He's a solid worker. There's a reason why he is who he is. He could have been a solid character as the cigar guy. But that being said, a lot of us who were there for this Dr. Wagner thing in this segment were like, God, will that really make sense if he's the cigar guy and that's the segment and he's coming out with Famous B? I don't know if that will make sense. And a lot of people speculated that he was Limo Guy. And maybe there's still some backstage twist where he is Limo Guy. I don't see it. I don't think it works. I'm glad it's not him right now. I don't want it to be him.
Yeah.
I was definitely afraid that it was going to be him, and I was going to be really upset with the writing
Here's
staff.
the thing.
Go for it.
If he was Limo Guy, do you think he would need Famous B to make him rich and famous?
That's why it doesn't make sense.
That's why it didn't make sense. And a lot of people were saying that even though it didn't make sense, that was still the case. And I was like, that just doesn't make sense.
I want to shout out the Lucha Blog, who had my favorite tweet of the day. He tweeted something like, I want to hear Dr. Wagner Jr.'s phone call to Famous B. He called 423
Famous
get
B
paid.
was like, I will make you famous. And Dr. Wagner was like, bien.
And then he poses on the phone.
And then he poses on the phone. That's it. B was like, I guess that's a yes.
So, Brenda, we got one.
Show up at Ultima Lucha Dos and we'll take care of it.
I am very happy for Famous. He's been working really hard. Brenda turned out...
Wait. Why are you happy for Famous? His last client was amazing. His last client was a true superstar of the industry. Who could top Masquerita Sagrada that is above 4 feet tall?
Well, I think it goes without saying that Dr. Wagner Jr., thank you for this is a much bigger star than him.
Oh, what a softball.
Well, what else was I supposed to say?
Oh, jeez.
Did you want that one, Jimmy?
What was that?
Did you want that one?
No, I mean, the pun was intended, and you took it, so
Yeah.
it's all good.
Is it good? I don't know if it is.
But
I'm going to say it's good.
it was awesome because Famous found someone who is giving him success now, but this guy is also kind of a dick, so that fits in with Famous.
Well, look, he came in, he got a win right off the bat, derailed fucking Son of Havoc.
Yeah.
$250,000 goes to Famous B, because Famous B was like, I'm rich.
Well, we don't know exactly how the money got divided up.
Well,
I saw Brenda throw a wad of cash somewhere.
Yes. I will say this, the new nurse outfit thing for Brenda, I'm okay with this.
It might be interesting if he picks up new clients and then she gets new outfits.
I think that might be where the gimmick is going, Byron.
I see potential in that.
There is. I'm not gonna lie. Look, I'm only half a pervert, but there's definitely a shot where she's bending over ringside where they kept it in. They could have obviously used a different angle. I think they wanted to showcase the new outfit very intentionally, and I'm sure that the older male demographic popped for that spot just fine.
Jimmy?
Figuratively and literally, probably.
Yes.
Oh,
Both of you guys. Both of you two.
now we're going to get an
Jeez.
explicit tag.
Oh, we already have one, so we're all good.
I was going to say, didn't you have one already?
Yeah, we definitely have an explicit tag, especially about what I'm going to say about fucking UFC today.
Yeah.
I'm going to use lots of expletives. I'm saving up my expletives for my UFC talk today.
Before we move on, what is happening next? We have one more week, then we have the 2-hour special, right?
Yeah, so
Yeah,
Lucha.
one more 1 hour, and then 2 hour.
What's happening on the next one? What are we watching next week?
I don't know.
Are they doing Gift of the Gods?
I feel like that was a teaser. Well, they did another mid-show rundown. Like both the last 2 weeks, Striker's rundowns of what we're going to get on Ultima Lucha Dos have been fucking amazing. Like, they could just run those on El Rey Network as standalone commercials because they're fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I remember when he was doing a rundown before, like, he just fully puts all his energy into it. And then when he's done, he kind of just throws his arms in the air and just is like, he just exhales so much because he's just like, I'm done.
That's
Like,
it. Like,
he really puts all into it.
you can't sell any more than Stryker sells on those promos. And I do love the fact, we talked about on our show last week, Jim, that they're not talking about the unnamed wrestler that's coming to the ring.
Yeah.
Which is awesome because it's Panthro, right?
It's, according to Urban, on the last Real Heels, I think he calls it like Captain Overbite or something.
Captain Overbite.
He doesn't like people like the Overbite Panther or something.
Urban calls him the Overbite Panther?
He's
Overbite Panther.
he's just
Oh, God.
he's very stuck on like the dentistry behind this character.
Well, it'll be interesting to see someone else from the Jaguar tribe show up.
I wonder if Puma will show up and help him out.
I don't know. Or maybe there's some animosity within the Jaguar tribe.
What if they have the same backstage vignette and it's nothing but growls?
Oh, man, Thundercats, oh.
That's exactly what's going to happen. It's going to be a snarf all around.
That's the whole next hour. And then there's matches the week after that.
Oh God! If Dario dresses up as Snarf, I will watch Lucha Underground forever. That's all I'm
Well,
saying.
he has dressed as Vision before in the event, so.
I love it. I love it all. Well, that's it. That was a good episode of Lucha Underground, and I'm going to go out on a limb and say that that's probably going to be the worst of the 4 hours of Ultima Lucha Dos, and it was pretty damn good. I really, really loved the first match, and that alone will get at least a 9 from me about this episode. What do you think, Byron? 9, 10?
Out of what?
Out of 10?
out of 10.
Though we've given a bunch of episodes 11s.
No, this was a great episode. This was the Ultima Lucha tournament episode. I thought it was great. It was really good. I'm saving my enthusiasm for when Pentagon Jr. destroys Matanza and literally lights him on fire in the middle of the ring and Dario cries.
I don't know that that's going to happen.
Well, that's what I'm expecting to happen.
Okay.
And I'm waiting to really give it 10.
You and Casey being huge Pentagon marks, I am looking forward to your enjoyment of them bringing Pentagon into the title picture. I love everything about Pentagon being involved in Ultima Lucha Dos. I think he is a top star in the company. He should be at the top of the card. He should be in title matches any week that they can make sense in the storyline. I think that he is the most over character in Lucha Underground, and obviously he should be at the top of the card.
You'll be able to tell when he walks out and you listen to him.
Casey said he's going to make signs for that in a couple weeks.
Casey said he used up a lot of red markers. And
it's funny because we're talking about this. Casey's already been there, people. It's impossible. I'm no good at this kayfabe thing. I'm no good at not spoilering anything. The simple fact of the matter is Casey went to Ultima Lucha with hella Pentagon signs that everybody popped for.
Well, we made Ultima Lucha 1. We made our own signs, and then I was flying in. My Ultima Lucha story.
I flew in too, yeah. We all came in for it.
I left my workout, the house I was working at, I was filming at in Florida on Friday, drove straight to the airport, flew in, went to the temple, watched the tapings, and then I went from the temple to the airport.
Yeah,
and
I
then
took him
from the airport.
We hauled ass to the airport,
Yeah.
got Byron out of Dodge right after the event, all sweaty, smelling like temple.
Yeah, and then it was great. And then I flew to Florida, and then I drove from the airport to work again. And I wore my Pentagon shirt at work the next day.
Totally worth it. Cannot wait to see it on television. And as long as you don't do the fucking seal clap again.
I don't remember a seal clap at all. I'm not a fan of his
all right.
music.
Here's what we got to talk about, guys. I gotta ask your feelings on the final deletion. You laugh. Why do you laugh, Byron? Is it funny to you? Is there something funny about the final deletion?
All right, here's my thing. I love silly, absurd things, and I don't actually have to watch TNA because I don't. So when I see the broken Matt stuff happening, I see him on Twitter just talking mad shit. I see a couple vignettes and I go, this is the greatest thing of all time. This is Matt Hardy. Like, he doesn't have to do anything else in his life. And now he looks like this. He's talking like this. And it's just, I think it's great. And it's amazing. And I also see Jeff Hardy, who's the bigger star. Also, he has a past of drug use and mental instability, and yeah. I could see it's just weird seeing Jeff Hardy as the sane one. And also I kind of feel like Jeff doesn't know what's going on, and these aren't traditional wrestling segments or matches.
I think Jeff just showed up and was like, Matt, what did you want me to do today,
Matt's
man? I thought this was Saturday. I didn't thought we weren't working this weekend. What am I doing?
Matt's walk in the room and stand still. I'm going to say something. And then he goes, Brother Nero, I knew you'd come. And Jeff's like, wait, what? And he's like, we'll cut before he says that part. I don't think Jeff probably knew what any of this stuff was.
I'm pretty sure he still doesn't even after watching it.
You think he watches the show?
Okay, so here's the question for you, Jim. Is this so bad that it's good, or is this so bad that it's still just fucking bad? Because obviously it's bad. The question is, is it bad enough to be good? Has this got a cult status to it?
I mean, the best way I could put it is that the whole thing is right up there on Sharknado level, where it's just so incredibly bad that I'm not even going to say it's good. It's just incredibly entertaining.
Yeah. The fucking gardener?
The gardener's
is
so over.
Benjamin.
Singer Benjamin, prepare the field for a massacre. It's amazing.
Okay, so here's what I'm going to say about it. I kind of compared it to Human Centipede 2, but I feel like that's inaccurate because there was actually some artisticness to the weird, fucked up thing that Human Centipede 2 was. My biggest problem with the final deletion wasn't what Matt wrote. Like, I love that Matt is just like, I'm thinking outside the box. A lot of people compared it to a Lucha Underground thing. I don't see that comparison at all, personally. Like, I don't think that was what Matt's influence was, even though a lot of people said that. I think that Matt's just used to these weird things, and they've been doing this Willow angle and all this other stuff. Like, I think he's already just in a world where he's like, let's just try some completely random, non sequitur, stoner, Adult Swim, crazy shit, period. I think that's honestly where he got it. Now, maybe stylistically, some of the people involved were like, let's try to do something like Lucha. But my biggest problem with this segment was I thought the camera work was fucking whack.
It was really bad.
Like, even B-movie level wasn't this. Like, Byron's made a B-movie and the camera work is not this bad.
But B-movies don't necessarily have bad camera work. They
no,
just have
and in fact, the ones that get over have decent camera work and some decent lighting, too.
Yeah, I mean, there was one segment that aired that got my attention about this that was just awful. And when I saw the expanded version, I liked it more because it had it had more decent stuff that watered down the horrible stuff. But they had the worst shots. The rack focusing
the racks were so bad. They're not
they don't look like a rack focus. So they
and
look
for people
like,
listening to the show that don't know, Byron and I work in television, so this is the kind of stuff that really fucking gets our goat sometimes.
Yeah.
Bad production is just bad production, and
they got a I think Jimmy. I think we were talking shit about someone just got a Steadicam for the first time and was figuring it out, and while they were filming.
Well, but the other thing was, like, how tall are these fucking cameramen? I do not need to see the bottom of Matt Hardy's chin for every single shot on him. It was just bad choices, bad camera angles, and not steady.
Yeah. Broken Matt should be shot with a hero shot in every shot.
And a standard one.
Not to mention, like, during certain points of the actual match, I felt like there were cuts, like, every 1.3 seconds. I'm just like, you need to just focus on this for a little bit, and then you could cut.
I agree.
Yeah.
They overworked it because they thought they had something special. And this was filmed a while back, from what I understand. So they had time to work on it.
Well, they wanted to do something weird and different that would not be involved with or wouldn't risk spoilers.
Right.
Which is why I think they're trying to do. Personally, I think they're trying to do a Lucha Underground sort of story-based match without the audience, because that way you're not shooting the match as it happens. You're shot listing and doing all the stunts in order of a match.
And I get that, but the main difference and why I don't see the connection, and maybe they were trying to do that, but if they were, that is a true fail, because what Lucha Underground does is they do stuff. They create a universe. They tell you for 5 minutes that Aerostar is a fucking time traveler, but then they leave it the fuck alone. You know? And then it kind of works into
weird.
a backstory. You know? Something happens where Sinestro rips the hearts out of his buddies. Yeah, it's fucking weird. It's a little bit of a non sequitur. It's a different universe here.
Well,
but then you see that he's powered up. Like, he actually levels up by ripping his buddies' hearts out. And in a weird video game, alternate comic book kind of universe thing, it makes sense because now, as a singles competitor, he moves forward as a stronger character. Even though it's complete absurdism. It's totally nutso. It's totally gonzo. It's not this thing where 1 week Good Willow and Bad Willow and 3 other Willows are fighting each other in the ring, and all of a sudden it's revealed that Bad Willow is not Matt Hardy and he's actually Good Willow.
You can't blame Matt Hardy for the Willow bullshit.
Good Lord. I'm just saying, but this is the gimmick that came out of that. And this is where you get a brother trying to delete his other brother because he's like both of our gimmicks have run so far that I have to pretend to be like going full retard, and you have to pretend to be 17 other people who I need to integrate into one person to delete.
Jeff used to do Willow.
I get it. I'm just saying.
But, I mean, when Matt Hardy is going, I think, on Facebook Live or one of those things and just making faces for 2 minutes, Like, that's genius.
I don't disagree. Like, I love Broken Matt. I love
that's
Broken
better
Matt.
than most of what TNA puts on TV.
I love Broken Matt, but I also don't care where I see Broken Matt, and I also don't need this particular format for Broken Matt. Just for me, like if it's Broken Matt wrestling in FSW against Cross, I'm fine with that. If it's Broken Matt in TNA doing those just do segments in the back where you are losing your fucking shit.
Yeah.
I would love that. But what we have here is dudes lighting Roman candles at each other.
That was so
next
funny.
to the dilapidated boat, throwing each other in the river, floodlights for lighting.
Yeah.
Drone
I'm
shots.
pretty sure the only time that Matt Hardy has broken character in this entire thing was when he realized that Jeff Hardy had the Roman candles and was about to shoot him.
That was great.
Oh shit!
It was
he
so
broke kayfabe for like 2 seconds.
It ran.
That was great.
That's what happens in the South when your brother has the Roman candles. Because that's just some real shit. Because you know how it's going to go down. He's going to blast you right in the eyeball and not give a fuck.
I love the whole thing because it was, to me, it was a presentation of how Matt was also seeing everything. But the production value was, I mean, I don't know what TNA can spend on that. It looked like it was a student film like version of what they were trying to do.
Lucha Underground spend on it? They go to VER, they rent 6 or 7 cameras, they hire decent operators.
Yeah, but this could have been like with all 7Ds running around in a drone.
Well, and some of it, look, and honestly, I felt bad for Jeff. Like, he's doing the spot out of the tree, and it cut like 4 times, and you can't even really see the spot. And then the spot looks like it misses to boot, and you're just like, oh, what the fuck was that?
But they sold it like he landed it, which didn't make much sense to me.
You think they could have like cheated that and had him not jump from a tree but still hit Matt on the ladder?
Well, and with good filming, like, we've seen stuff like that at Lucha Underground, and with good filming and the right pacing, it doesn't matter at all. You just cut it together. You've got 5 fucking camera angles. If you watch that tree spot again, 5 camera angles with the drone. Like, ground cameras, a drone, a hard camera, and a fucking... like, just how the fuck does that spot look that bad? Come on, it is still a wrestling show, guys. We still want to see spots that are cool. Like, even if you pre-tape in your backyard and do some redneck hillbilly shit, Jeff Hardy is still a great performer for that one spot that he always does. He never messes that spot up. He messes it up a little bit. You should be able to fucking cut it if you're pre-taping.
Well, he's also Jeff Hardy. You could just have him do it again.
Yeah, give him some drugs. He won't fucking notice. He won't give a shit.
Yeah,
just pump him up.
Jeff, if you want, you could go jump off the tree again. Oh, awesome.
Yeah, just give him some hoovy juice is what Casey would say right now. Anyway, I just thought it was interesting. What do you guys think about Evie Dub's comments? Like, Evie Dub made one comment, and then, Jesus Christ, like, the internet was on fire for a couple seconds. I was afraid to touch my phone.
Well, I think he was a bit harsh with the gift that he did.
Was funny.
And I think he was a bit harsh. I think it was still funny. If you're not going to take it personally, I think it was hilarious. I think it had to be said. I personally think that TNA, this was like the TNA.
Did it have to be said?
I think he had to make a Lucha Underground comment on TNA trying to put a movie-esque production value behind a match. And
I mean, maybe he did, but I didn't even see the correlation in the first place. Like, do you think the comment like that brings more people to Lucha, or do you think it makes the hardcore TNA people just dislike Lucha more? Because honestly, in my opinion, it's like, if you like TNA, you should be on the side of Lucha Underground. You should want more stuff like Lucha Underground and less stuff like WWE, if you're a TNA mark. To me.
Well, the one thing I found hilarious was the fact that the people replying back to EV Dub was they were saying, like, oh, well, TNA has a bigger audience than you, and they get higher ratings. It's like, do you even know the availability of El Rey Network as you're saying these comments? Like, none of that made sense to me.
Well, you know who knows? Borash.
Jerry Borash definitely knows, and he kind of put EVW on blast, and that was kind of when EVW started backtracking a little bit.
Borash he was on. That was pretty sharp. That was all. He had a funny thing back.
I mean, he's definitely a sharp guy. So
Well,
but
that's the only reply that.
but
I
also,
got to throw a shout out to Borash right now anyway, because honestly, this podcast wouldn't even exist if it weren't for Borash and some of the stuff I heard him do on the internet 20 fucking years ago.
WCW Live.
Yeah, I like WCW Live, and I'm not even a huge Borash fan, but I am a fan of some of the stuff that he's done.
Yeah.
But I do think Borash, I feel bad for him. It's like, dude, the universe you're living in, sadly, you're a hardworking guy. I know you care about your performers and what's going on at your company, but at the same time, man, your shit is not over. Don't kid yourself. Yes, El Rey, he was right. El Rey needs to find itself onto a few more carriers. He hit El Rey below the belt. He hit Lucha Underground in the right spot to get a reaction. He was totally right. And at the same time, so was Evie Dub. Like, hey, if you guys are trying to do this like cinematic thing, give me a call, because we can tell you a thing or two about how to make it look like a fucking movie.
But also, like, if you're gonna brag about your network, make sure that your network hasn't tried to kick you off of it. You know, which that's like an every other week rumor for Pop, which also was an every other week rumor for Destination America, which was the last not a real network they were on.
Right.
You know, but. You know, props to Jeremy and Borash and Matt Hardy for really trying to go out there and do something interesting. They got a bunch of eyes on TNA, which they need, because now they need to remind everyone to watch them on Thursday nights.
Right.
And
and look, and for Evie Dub's purposes, I can say this. Right now is the time to do something like that, because of the fact that he knows he's got 3 weeks of his best television of the year coming up. Whereas these guys still got to figure out next week's episode for fucking TNA.
There's no such thing as bad publicity. And so if he goes in and he throws some heat on the top trend in wrestling, everyone's talking about Broken Matt, Final Deletion. Like, this is the thing that you're going to be talking about tomorrow. The tomorrow was when Ultima Lucha was happening.
And honestly, you know, if you go on the Twitters now in the wrestling world, given that the Twitters are alive with some other stuff that I'm about to talk about, but in the wrestling world, yeah, Ultima Lucha's got it right now. Final Deletion happened, and now it's deleted, and everyone has moved on pretty quickly.
People, I think the sentiment among the people who liked it was this was cool.
People are going to see, dude.
Yeah. But they were like, I hope I don't have to see more of this. Like,
yeah, TNA is more disposable television right now than WWE even is. Nobody's going back to it. Nobody's referencing it 2 weeks later. Like, shit happens, and it's gone in a flash. I feel bad for some of those guys over there, but that's what it is. And I think Lucha Underground is going to actually turn a corner at some point where it's going to be like Breaking Bad. And people are going to go back, and because of the season thing that they're doing, they're going to get on a Netflix or a Hulu or one of these other things at some point.
Yeah.
And they're going to be looked at more like a TV show. People are going to go back and watch it. And that's going to be a different feeling when it comes to Lucha Underground. It's going to have a longevity similar to the way ECW came out of the tape trading days, and you know, and then when the DVDs started coming out, they were huge, and everybody knew about that shit. So I think that I'm going to give TNA a half a win for coming up with something that got people talking about their product, and not because of the technical difficulties like what they had going on 2 or 3 weeks ago.
I will say that initial video, the contract signing video, the one that aired on TV was like so horrendous.
It was bad.
All right, we got to get Jimmy back on. We
lost Jimmy.
I just got his voicemail, but I thought like that was horrendous, and some of the worst whatever's aired on TV. But then I saw a video where you had like EC3 and Tyrus and those guys just mimicking it almost shot by shot. And then you have like Eli Drake. They're trying to drag Eli Drake, and he's like walking around trying to like escape them in the hotel. Like, that is taking something that was
move your phone back for a second.
Yeah. Am I buzzing?
I'm getting a buzz off your phone. Move that side. Yeah, much better.
Nice.
Nope,
I think
still buzzing. Anyway,
but I think that they were doing something. I mean, it's TNA, but I think some of their guys went and they're trying to get a rub. They're showing their personalities and their their creativity, and they're trying to get a rub off of these two old wrestling stars doing their own crazy thing. But it is TNA, and there's just no goodwill with trying to invest in whatever they're doing.
Well, yeah. I mean, look, they have their moment. They got a moment this week.
Yeah, but nothing they've done in I don't know how long has shown that they have another moment coming up.
They might. I hope they do for their sake.
Well, yeah.
Like I said, I got some friends over there, and I like a lot of the workers, and like that was the coolest thing about this whole Final Deletion thing is like they had a moment. I hope they have some more moments because what they don't have is an overall product.
Yeah.
I made the joke to some guys on a DM that we were talking back and forth that the problem is it's like they all Rochambeau to see who are the three people who have to care about the product from week to week. And this week it was the two Hardys and Borash. And next week it'll be EC3 and Lashley and Maria. Who knows? Like it's somebody different every week. They just Rochambeau to see who has to give a fuck about the product and everybody else is like, fuck this thing.
Is Lashley the champ?
Yes,
Yeah.
the champ.
Bennett dropped to Lashley. Yeah.
I forgot that he was even there.
You forgot that. Yeah. And Mr. Pectacular won his match at
Rob Terry?
Rob who?
Terry.
Terry? Cloth?
No, Rob Terry. Like, he was... you know what I'm talking about, right,
Yes.
But he's not even with the company anymore,
No.
as far as I know.
Anyway, look, enough TNA. There's nothing for me to say about WWE. They're kind of in the status quo. More people have more questions about what WWE's involvement is with UFC today than fucking WWE. So
They
I'm going to
promoted 200.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know if you want to stick around for this or not, Jimmy, but I got to talk some MMA and bust out some things because some things about some things happened about some things today.
Yeah, I think I'm going to head out, but it has been a crazy day for MMA news.
Yes.
I am glad to see that the ladies are taking the main event of the show. I'm split as far as who I think is going to win Lesnar and Hunt. I think it'd be hilarious, and it would probably piss off a lot of MMA fans if Randy Orton jumped in and then RKO'd Lesnar out of nowhere.
Why not at this point?
And like you, Justin, I'm not really into seeing Silva take on DC. I was hoping for someone else. I just don't. You're right. It's going to be an exhibition.
It is. We're going to pay $60 to see two guys spar. It sucks. I'm mad. And it was especially the way they set it up. But what are you going to do? So, all right, brother. Well, thank you so much for filling in for the case, man.
Thank
It was
you.
great to have you on the show. I'm glad we had a moment to get you in on such short notice because we didn't even know we were going to record tonight until Byron got off the plane. But thank you so much for
sure
stepping
my
in.
plane was going to land safely, so when it didn't crash, we decided to record.
And I know.
Well,
Go ahead.
thank you for having me on. It's been a pleasure, and hope to be on again sometime in the future.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Welcome back anytime, brother.
All right. Take care, guys.
Take care. All right, so for me to even start talking about UFC, and this is not going to be a long conversation, people. It doesn't need to be. There's a lot of shit that happened. I was chasing it down. I was making phone calls. I was talking to everybody I fucking knew today to find out what the fuck was going on. Because, it was announced that John Jones popped hot. Now,
Was that this morning?
that was last night, so it was late too. It was like, what the shit is going on? John Jones pops hot. Matt Serra's going on his podcast, and like they just handed him a piece of paper that says John Jones is out, and like he's got to run with the whole podcast, and his guest canceled. I was listening to that, and I was like, damn, that's fucked up. I feel bad for Serra. He just sounded grumpy his whole episode, and I was grumpy as fuck too. Like something about the whole thing just pissed me off. It was like, you guys fucking bump Conor from a press conference for not showing up to a press conference. And then you prop us up with this John Jones DC thing. Like, this is the real fight. These are real fighters. These are the guys who you really care about. And then this thing doesn't even go off. And I know it's not necessarily UFC's fault. But at the same time, when you have what's supposed to be the biggest fucking card of the year, and I'm feeling like, for a wrestling fan, it's WrestleMania or Ultima Lucha, for football fans, it's the fucking Super Bowl. Like, God damn it, this shit's supposed to mean something. And all of a sudden, you're hearing this news last night. Like, me and J-Man, we did this fucking epic podcast, and we're talking about all the fucking John Jones, DC Cormier, fucking heat. Like, what the fuck's going to go down, how Jones is probably still going to win, and this, that, and the other thing. Then you get this fucking news. And it's like, what the fuck?
I have a question.
Yeah.
When they announced the match or the fight, how far removed were they from John Jones's last bit of trouble, like his DUI or whatever that was?
Over a year. I mean,
it was a year?
Yeah, he was suspended for a long time, and then
okay,
he had to come back, and then they announced the fight, but then Cormier fell off of it. And don't think Cormier is blameless in this whole thing, because I'm here to tell you right now, I'm as pissed at fucking DC as I am with John Jones. Now, because DC had a chance for this fucking fight at 197, and then he fell out because he was injured again, and that's his own fucking fault, people. It's not like somebody fucking hit him with a sledgehammer running down the street. These motherfuckers at his camp, him, Cain Velasquez, and what's his fuck that just dropped his belt too? I don't even want to mention his dumbass right now because I'm pissed at him too. These motherfuckers train too goddamn hard, and they keep breaking themselves. Cormier, you had your fucking chance to fight John Jones. He did you a fucking favor and fought some other fucking guy, St. Preux, who actually, God bless that dude for trying to get out there and fuck with John Jones. And John Jones has had a smarter game plan. And John Jones didn't look great in that fight either. And DC was kicking himself afterwards like, oh, I was a little banged up, but damn, with as bad as John looked, I probably could have kicked his ass. Maybe you fucking could have. You should have fucking thought about that before you tried to throw around 248-pound fucking Cain Velasquez in fucking practice for 4 goddamn weeks like you did and hurt yourself again. Stop doing that dumb shit. Like, seriously, you guys are supposed to be a camp full of champions. You got 3 fucking champions who can't keep themselves fucking healthy for goddamn championship fights. Whatever. Anyway, so that's fucking the DC part of it. And then you get this John Bonehead Jones shit going on where all of a sudden he pops hot. Now, nobody knew exactly what the extent of it was, and John Jones is going to go do this press conference this morning. He comes out the press conference. He apologizes to Cormier. He's fairly humble. He looks really upset. He actually, hey, Billy Fever.
What do you want, Billy?
Billy heard me getting fired up, and she was like, I got to get in on this. Then you got Jones leaving the press conference for a few minutes, crying like a baby. Comes back, cries some more. Doesn't really say shit. Doesn't tell us about whatever drugs he took or whatever. Just kind of apologizes. His fucking manager tells us John Jones isn't a cheater. He didn't purposely do anything wrong and blah, blah, blah. And maybe that's the fucking case. Yet, 2.5 seconds later, John Jones says, yeah, I am going to leave town. But yet his manager's sitting there like saying, no, we're fighting this and we're getting the B sample tested and we should know later today. Like, if you should know later today and you think your boy is innocent and that something different is going to happen from these tests, why are you letting your boy say that he's leaving town? Like, clearly he doesn't think that the B sample is going to say shit different than what the other test said. And then it comes out that he didn't pop hot for one thing. He popped hot for 2 things. 2 things. And the whole thing is a giant clusterfuck because it's not USADA that's going to impose any issues with him. It's the NASAC. It's the Nevada State Athletic Commission. They don't like John Jones. They don't like really anybody. They like to fuck with people. I mean, you guys remember when it was free Nick Diaz time? Not Nate, not the one who's famous now, but the original famous Diaz. You remember free Nick Diaz who got popped on some fucking weed? Even though he's got a fucking medical license to smoke the shit, it's still not allowed in competition. Whatever. And the other thing is, people were like, oh, well, Johns did some coke or this, that, or the other thing. People, this test was June 16th. It was considered, the testing that was done, even though NASAC has a slightly different interpretation of these things, the testing that was done by USADA was considered out of competition testing. And out of competition testing, they don't test for what are considered recreational drugs. They're really just testing for what is on the PED list. Now, the other thing that people don't know is that USADA has created a huge fucking list of PEDs. People, these are not things that are illegal for you to buy. We're not talking about drugs that are illegal for you to buy. In fact, you can go buy TRT. TRT is just banned in the UFC because it's considered performance enhancing. It gives you an edge. But if you as a human being want to go out and take some of these things for yourself, most of them are not illegal. You might have to get a doctor's prescription for it, but they're not against the law. Cocaine is against the law. But we're not talking about that here, people. So this is some other thing. That was the first weird thing about it. It's like, this was not party-fied John Jones. So when he says the stuff about being clean, quote unquote, as far as recreational party drugs, I think that he's probably telling the truth, at least up until this fight. Come on. I mean, the guy, I'm sure right after this fight would have probably gone out and done some dumb shit, but I don't think leading up to it. And, you know, I've seen the guys at his camp. I know how Greg, you know, and Winklejohn are about their guys. They don't watch John all the time, and John's a little more autonomous than some of these dudes, but at the same time, they're going to not try to let John fuck up. He's got a driver now. He's not doing the same dumb shit. He was going to practices. He was making weight, you know. And Chael Sonnen's off talking shit about, I know what a drug user looks like and blah, blah, blah. Motherfucker, what?
He's like, take your shirt off. I'll tell you what you're on.
Yeah, come on. Like, dude, I know some guys are on some shit, but at the same time, supplements are some shit. Vitamins are some shit. You know, I don't believe that any dude who's a professional athlete that's on that caliber or that level is sitting at home just eating kale and salmon and getting jacked like they are.
Fish oil.
They're doing something. I mean, they're doing some kind of supplement, some vitamins. They're trying to find stuff that makes their body accelerate in healing and in muscle growth. I mean, that's the name of the game. You don't want to hurt yourself, but you do want a fucking edge over the other guy. You're looking for an edge the whole time. And you want that edge to be legal, but if you're not trying to get the advantage over another guy, I'm not saying you're trying to cheat, but if you're not trying to get the advantage over the other guy, you're a fucking idiot. That's like saying an NFL team owner's not trying to get the best quarterback. Goddamn right he's trying to get the best quarterback. He's trying to get the best lineman. He's trying to get the best of everything. Yeah, he wants to know what the other team's fucking plays are. Yeah, he wants to get the inside scoop on somebody. Of course you do.
Belichick rules.
Yeah, whatever. Deflate the footballs. Fucking do what you got to do. I'm not saying that John Jones should cheat. I'm just saying, like, keep it in perspective here, people. He wasn't fucking doing rails in the parking lot as the guys from USADA came up with a fucking needle to test him for the fight. That's not what happened here.
Yeah.
So, first of all, for the people who are out there talking shit about John, know your goddamn facts. Because I'm mad at you guys, too. Get off the fucking dude. He wasn't out doing rails. That's not what this fucking means. Learn what the fuck the sport is about before you open your goddamn big mouth on Twitter, Facebook, or wherever the fuck it is you think you know what the fuck you're talking about. Just shut your goddamn pie holes out there, people. The simple fact of the matter is he was tested for PEDs because it was an out-of-competition test on June 16th. And what came back were 2 results that said that they were negative results. B-sample tests most likely will still come back with one, if not both of those. If for some reason the B-sample comes back with neither of those or some different shit, John has a pretty good case and will get out of this whole thing, but they're not giving him the fight back. It doesn't work that way until everything is settled. At this point, once there is a suspicion of something, the rule basically is we have to keep that guy out of competition because it's not fair to the opponent. However, Daniel Cormier himself says in this fucking UFC embedded video today, like, I don't know, is there a waiver I can sign and we can just do the fight anyway? Like, Cormier looked like a fucking kicked dog. It was terrible. I mean, he's just like, dude, I'll still fight. This is horrible. And, you know, if I'm missing a couple $1 million out of my fucking paycheck, I'm going to say the same goddamn thing.
Yeah.
So, all day, there's this scramble. First, it's announced that that Hunt and Lesnar are the headliners now. But that's a 3-round match. Those guys don't want to go up to 5 rounds. Both of them are like, man, I trained for 3. Like, Brock is like, dude, I'm just coming back. Like, I'm not doing 5. Hunt's probably like, yeah, I'll do 5. I'll do 25. He's a fucking madman.
Well,
but,
you think they would? You think that's going to be a decision?
What, that fight is going to go the distance? It could, especially if Brock gets a takedown in there and Hunt's chin holds up and he can't pound him out. It could go the distance. Yeah, especially if there's a second round takedown, gas out Harden a little bit, it could definitely be a decision. And it would go the way of Lesnar, I think, if it went long. Anyway, because they're not going to stand around and box, and Lesnar's not going to survive boxing with Mark Hunt. So, but anyway, these guys don't want to go up to 5 rounds. And then there's okay, Jones is clearly out. That's a done deal. He's a fucking bonehead. We'll deal with that later. That can't get dealt with now. But the good news is DC wants to stay on the card. He doesn't want to give up this shit. He's got championship pay-per-view fucking points and a signed contract, and some other guy fucked up, and now he's losing his big payday and a chance to be on a history-making card. And if you know anything about Daniel Cormier, he is 100% about his legacy. That's why he's a bit of a heel right now. That's why he's also kind of a good guy, because that's really what he cares about. He wants to solidify himself as one of the greats. He's very old, and he doesn't have a whole lot of time to do that. Missing an opportunity like this because some 28-year-old kid fucked up again is not cool to him. So this poor guy is breaking down. He's still trying to make weight all day long. He's still on weight, and they're looking for an opponent. Gegard Mousasi comes up. That's a great choice. He's ranked... I don't even know exactly where he's ranked. I think he's 8 or 9 or something. Mm-hmm. But whatever. He's ranked weight class lighter, but he's fought at light heavyweight before. He's actually got some championships at light heavyweight. He can fight 205. And he's already on the card, and he's got a mediocre fight against Thiago Santos, who's like number 15 in that division or something. And I was surprised, and we even talked about it with J-Man, that like he's on the Fight Pass prelims. Like, Gegard Mousasi is a fucking name. He's a baller-ass fighter, whether UFC likes the guy or not. Whether he's got the personality or charisma or not, he would be a good choice to me. His name was kicked around a lot. And then Bisping says, I don't know, 2 months, 2 weeks, 2 days, I don't give a fuck. Sure, I'd step up. He's there to do commentary and eat donuts. I mean, he's not training for a fight right now. He was on the weigh-ins this morning, and people were talking about him fighting. I'm like, this guy's here in a suit. Like, this guy's not fucking fighting.
Well, who's training? It's 3 days out. It's such a specific type of opponent that you're looking for.
Well, exactly. And it's like, if you are in Vegas and you're not already on one of these 3 cards, you are definitely not training, because you're there for the whole week. You're there for a reason. You know, there's some other guys like Glover Teixeira and some other light heavyweights that are in their gyms and not at UFC this week who are training. Another one of those that came up, Glover did come up, but he's a little too far out, and I don't think he could make the weight. He's a pretty big dude. Alir Latifi came up. I don't know if Alir could be on weight for this thing or not, but Alir came up as a possible replacement. And that was a decent call, too. I still like the Mousasi thing better. It's like, yeah, give DC a guy who can make the weight, who doesn't have to cut, who has fought at light heavyweight before. Like, Mousasi just made a lot of sense to me. Then Anderson comes up. I hear the Anderson rumor. I heard it today. It probably... The press conference was at 8:30. I think I first got wind of the Anderson rumor probably 9:15 this morning.
Yeah, you started getting really cranky around then.
Okay, and when I first heard the Anderson rumor, it was dismissed almost outright by some of the people I know. Like, he had gallbladder surgery 7 weeks ago. Okay, this is a guy who just lost to Michael Bisping, who, you know, nobody thought. I mean, I picked Bisping, but nobody thought Bisping was going to beat Anderson Silva. Nobody thought Bisping was going to beat Luke Rockhold and be the champion right now either, but he is. And you know, Anderson is not exactly coming off of a bunch of wins right now to be in the title mix at 205. He's fought at 205 before, and he's had some impressive victories at 205. He's beat up some guys who are much bigger than him at 205. So yes, Anderson was good in the fact that, like Gegard, in the past, he had also been up at 205 and done some considerable work there. But he's old, and he just got out of a surgery.
Well, he has always been untouchable.
Like, yes, status-wise, he's the GOAT in a lot of ways, even more so than John Jones.
But then he threw a kick, and his leg did a Sid Vicious. It folded in half in the wrong... And then...
Two things that I witnessed while they were happening live, and not in the arenas, but on pay-per-view, and both are horrifying to me still.
And
they haunt me.
And you combine that with that recovery with his lackadaisical sort of attitude, like never been challenged anymore.
I'm going to fight. I'll fight anybody who I don't care.
He's not a fat guy, but I saw a picture of his face. He looks like he's eating Doritos and playing Call of Duty now.
Yeah, that's pretty much exactly what he's doing.
And he's earned it, but now is he gonna have the fight of his life?
So all day I'm hearing the rumors that this is happening, that they're really like they've got Mousasi as plan B. Like, that was the first thing I heard coming out of Vegas. Like, they got Mousasi as plan B. And I'm like, really? Does that mean that fucking Anderson really is plan A? And nobody was really saying. And then I hear, yes, Anderson really is plan A. But there's a problem. Anderson doesn't want a 5-round fight because he just had a surgery. He's not ready for that. He'll take a 3-round fight. But UFC is like, well, if it's not a 5-round fight, then it's not for a belt. We can't, like our headlining title fights are 5 rounds for a belt these days. We can't make an exception to that. That's not fair to the rest of the division. But Anderson is stuck on this 3-round thing. Like, I guess he can make the weight, or I don't know if they'll do a catch weight or whatever. At this point, it probably doesn't matter. If Anderson walks in and he's 215, I'm pretty sure they're still going to have a fucking fight. And what does it matter? So then it does get announced, like TMZ, which if you're hearing stuff from TMZ, because of their connection with Fox Sports now, it's pretty much coming directly from Dana's mouth. They're not spying on Dana with his relationship with Fox Sports. Like, this is not inside breaking stuff, people. When you hear it from TMZ, A, it's most likely true, unless they're really trying to swerve people. And B, it's probably directly from the desk of Dana White. If it wasn't him, it was his assistant or Joe Silva or Lorenzo or somebody. Like, yeah,
for all that TMZ breaks, as in like breaking news or like this is happening now and no one else has it, they are the PR. They're the place to go for publicity when you want people to know and react to something right away.
Well, and especially now that they do TMZ Sports on Fox, and it's all a big family now. It's TMZ, it's UFC, it's Fox, whatever, which is fine. I almost think that they let TMZ break it instead of breaking it themselves as the UFC just to fuck with Ariel Helwani, who, by the way, over the last few days has gotten the hugest pops out of anyone at the fucking press conferences. John Jones, he actually stood up and posed a question to John Jones, and John Jones was super cool about it and like fed into it and gave Ariel his moment and was very respectful. Ariel also gave John some time with his 1-hour walk around thing. And Brock no-sold Ariel the whole time, which was equally hilarious. Brock was just like, what the fuck? Fuck you. Yeah, like Ariel asked him how many rounds he sparred, and Brock's like, fucking 3,000. Fuck you. Like, it's like, what are you talking about, guy? Clearly, I'm coming into this thing on short notice. I'm not as prepared as I should be, and I'm not going to talk to you about it. Fuck you. Like, what are you doing here? We're trying to sell a fight.
You don't think Brock is as prepared as he should be?
Well, not to the point where he's going to talk to some snot-nosed reporter about how many rounds he's fucking done. Like, the whole thing at this point is, and Brock's a wrestler. He knows how to work a gimmick. The whole point is, at this point, the mystery is the fact that you don't know how prepared Brock is. That's the whole gimmick.
Didn't he, you pointed out earlier, he missed or he didn't do like a...
he didn't do the public workout. Yeah, and I think Hunt did, and I don't know if he ever went back and did it because there was all sorts of other news going on. I was still kind of expecting that maybe Lesnar would show up and do a little something in front of the cameras or hit some mitts or something.
Like hit an F5 or whatever.
And look, traditionally, if guys don't show up for public workouts or decline it for some reason, it's usually because they're hiding an injury that they don't want people to see publicly, or they have some secret game plan that they kind of need to work on, or they need a real gym day. Some guys won't show up because it's like, yeah, I'd love to work out for the fucking press, but I need to actually get in a day. Or, which is very common in UFC, guys really don't want to do a public workout day because they actually need to cut weight. And it's like, what, am I going to show up here in a fucking trash bag and bring a whole bunch of press onto us for how we have to cut weight? Like, I'm not going to show up in a fucking silver helium suit here cutting weight. Like, it's not cool. You don't want to do that. So if you can't go and just perform, normally it's pretty accepted to like let guys out of it, as long as a few people show up and do an hour or whatever. And I've seen some other weird shit too. Like, Holly Holm before the Ronda Rousey fight, she was taking like real body kicks from like amateurs and people who didn't know how to throw kicks in a public workout on the stage. And I was like, Jesus Christ, don't do that, Holly. You're in a championship fucking fight. Like, you don't need to be doing this. Like, go out, hit mitts for 10 minutes and walk away. Like, let people get a photo op and that's it. Anyway, so, God damn, this fucking UFC shit today. It just got me so irked. So, basically, you know, I had heard pretty early on, and I think I tweeted it out, that fucking it was going to be Silva. It was just, they were hung up on this rounds thing or something with the contract or whatever. And Silva's in town with his family. But sure enough, TMZ drops it, and then towards the end of the pay-per-view tonight, they talk about, or the UFC Fight Pass card, they talk about it, and it was cool. It was like, okay, Anderson's in, I guess. But the 3-round thing, it was announced that it was only 3 rounds, and it's not for a title. So what the fuck is this?
I have a question.
Yeah.
We had Jimmy 5. We even gave him like a whole new name and like rebranded him.
Yeah.
He was on our podcast, right?
Yeah.
But I just saw a tweet of his that says, and I'm not just on Twitter because you're talking MMA. You know, I'm like
no, but he's on another podcast.
And yeah,
I knew that.
Oh.
Well, look, dude's awesome, man. Everybody wants him. He's in high demand, and he did us a solid because Casey couldn't show up.
Yeah, I posted a tweet sort of explaining where Casey went.
I don't know what the other podcast was, though. Is it?
Yeah,
is it a good one?
I have no idea either what it is, but I'm sure.
It's the one about women's golf, right?
Women's golf. It's where I usually pause whenever women are brought up because Casey usually has something
really
to say.
vile to say. Yeah, I mean something nice to say.
He has opinions and thoughts about
He's
things.
kind of opinionated, but that's why we love him. I mean, honestly, Casey is the truest form of heel in the fact that he's not trying to piss people off. He just says things that will piss people off.
Yes.
He doesn't have to try. He's been angry this week too. It's been kind of awesome. Like, I wish you guys could like be on the text messages that we have going with Casey and various other people, because he has been in the rarest, surliest of form, and it would have been great to have him on the podcast today, but he's got to deal with some personal shit, so, which is totally understandable. It's like it's family and pet stuff. It's not like personal, like we're into the world shit.
We should ask his parents to put a webcam in his room so people could just see angry Casey.
I mean, I would. The angry Casey part of it would be fun to see. The like everything else that Casey does with this day, I don't think you want to see that. I think I'll pass on that.
I just
now in Urban's barn, there's where I'd like a hidden camera.
And
Urban, you guys, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but Urban is going to turn himself into a YouTube star in like 2.5 minutes. So, and I don't know what the link is, but Urban is doing some new things.
Urban's trying to turn himself into a film director, and I'm not taking that as a personal attack at all.
I don't know. He came on our show, and I think he's turned a corner since then. All right, look, I'm going to get back to, because I'm still fired up. I can feel it fucking welling up inside of me. This fucking bullshit Anderson Silva DC fucking 3-round non-title bullshit ass stupid bullshit.
It's like when Mike Tyson said he was going to eat Lennox Lewis's kids, and then after their fight, he was like, he's my friend. That was a good fight. Good win.
So, yeah, here's what we've got, guys. We are going to have Daniel Cormier versus Anderson Silva in a overglorified main card sparring match. The one good thing is, because they got a DC match back on there, they have decided to promote the Miesha Tate fight as the headliner, which is a little weird, not because of Miesha, I think more because of Amanda, and she's not a very huge name, but I like this. I like this for the integrity of the sport, that there will be, as the last fight of the night, a 5-round title fight. I don't know exactly how the rest of the card's lining up, if Hunt Lesnar is still the co-main. I think it is, and the DC Silva fight will actually be before Jose and Edgar. I don't know. But, I mean, Jose and Edgar should have been the one to get promoted to the top, except that belt's an interim belt right now and is not officially the belt. Whatever, that's UFC 200. It's still an amazing card, and it's still, I think it's lost a little bit of luster from this. I don't know if it's going to hurt pay-per-view buys or not, but I imagine that it could, and it might keep this from being the biggest UFC card ever. But everyone's still going to make a lot of money. The Lesnar thing especially is going to draw a lot of eyeballs. Now, that being said, there is one young man that decided today to tell everyone that this was not going to be the biggest fight card of all time. That is one Conor McGregor. Yes, folks, the Conor McGregor show was back. It rolled into town, and the worst thing about it was the goddamn audio. Not for us at home, but apparently for Nate and Conor and Dana. Conor seemed to do all right with it. Dana had a little bit of trouble. Nate Diaz was pretty much like, fuck this, fucking straight in the fuckity fuck. Because he didn't want to give any... He already never gives long answers to begin with. It's a little bit hard to get Nate going at a press conference. And when you do, it's classic, but it's hard to get him going. But he's got this thing where the reverb or whatever was kicking back at him was so deafening that he didn't want to give long answers because he couldn't hear himself think when he was talking. Conor still rolled with it and just blocked it all out, but Nate couldn't even hear Conor, so he wasn't getting fired up off of that. He was only getting fired up by fucking... what reporters were saying. And if you know Nate Diaz, he could give two shits what a reporter thinks. So you basically had just a Conor McGregor press conference with Nate Diaz sitting there and getting in one or two little things here and there. Conor McGregor, I got to give you some of the highlights because as lame as a press conference it was, some of the shit that Conor said will still play out there for a long time. He calls UFC 202 the real 200. But Dana's standing right there, and this is when you love Conor McGregor. It's like, damn, dude. It's like that. And he points out, like, you know, he gets a question about, like, John Jones dropping out of the fight, because this had already happened by then. And at first he's very gracious, and he's saying he doesn't want to capitalize on the misfortunes of others, and he wishes them all the best, and blah, blah, blah. But then he kind of starts digging at everyone, and he says, you know, but when you look at it, neither of the two planned headliners for UFC 200 were at that stupid fucking press conference I was supposed to be at either. John Jones and Cormier hadn't been announced by then. Brock Lesnar, Mark Hunt hadn't been announced by then. So he was basically like, what's the fucking deal with me getting kicked off of it? So what? I wasn't there either. Nobody who's headlining on this card was there. Anderson Silva certainly fucking wasn't there either. Like... nobody who's supposed to get people to buy this thing on pay-per-view was there, so why the fuck was Conor taken off of it? Because Conor is just sitting there looking fit and ready to go. Nate's looking fit and ready to go, and it's like, God damn it, this was supposed to be the fucking fight this weekend. Why are we waiting another month for this shit? God, it's stupid.
Well, Conor messed it up.
Well, look, and he admitted that. He said, my communication wasn't right. What I should have done was I should have expressed what was going on. He basically admitted to the fact that you know, the guy getting killed by his training partner really affected the whole team. That was why they went to Iceland. They called him to do the press stuff, and he was basically just like, fuck, can I just work out with my guys and clear our heads? Like, this is not the time for this shit. Like, I'm not in a good place for this right now. I'll do the shit later. Can I do it later? And they basically told him no. And then he admits that the way he communicated after that, doing it publicly and in the media and basically with his fucking retirement bullshit tweets and him trolling, was the wrong way to handle it. And he still is not backing off of his point, but he's basically saying he should have called Lorenzo and Dana and been like, fuck you to their faces and done it man to man. Or he should have shown up in Vegas and told them that they were big, giant fucking assholes. Fuck you. He's basically conceding the fact that he fucked up by not doing it man to man. But then he goes right into talking about how they fucked up for doing it at all and pulling him from the card and how they're idiots because he's the reason why their company is valued at $4.2 billion. He basically said, yeah, thanks for doing that, guys. You're basically telling me my value is $4.2 billion because I am your fucking company. And he's just pointing back to the John Jones thing. And that's pretty much fucking classic Conor right there. It's like, I don't know if he's worth all $4.2 billion of the company, but he might be worth 3.6 of it.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely a character, but there has to be something inside of him that knows that he is by no means guaranteed a win in every match of something he lost.
I don't know. I think he's guaranteed a win. But I'm sure that Casey and Vinny will have something to say about that on a future episode.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not the expert, but I feel like there might be a little bit of him. Like, he's a superstar and he sells tickets, but that tends to go down when you lose fights. And
well, but look, even in this press conference, Conor is saying like, this is going to be a trilogy. I'm going to win this fight. And Nate is even conceding the fact that Conor's doing some things right. He brought in the right training partners. He's approaching things the right way for this fight now, which is cool. So it's just like, okay, so we all know that this one shouldn't be bullshit. You both got in a full camp. This will be a real test of can the better man win. You guys know the weight class. You know the situation. You know what it felt like last time. There shouldn't be any fucking excuses from either side after this fucking fight. Conor's got the right training partners in there. He said that the previous fight, he didn't even train against lefties. Like, he trained against no one southpaw. Like, he wasn't prepared. He thought, he really thought that he was just going to go in there and clip Nate. He thought he was just going to clip him. He thought he was going to get him like he got Jose. And I could see how he would think that, and I could see how he would be wrong. And if he is a real athlete, if he is really what he says he is, then you go in and you fix that stuff. And you still come back just as confident that, like, yeah, I made some mistakes. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing last time. I didn't realize this guy was the real deal. I know he's the real deal now. I trained from, like, the real deal, just like I trained for the last guy who was a real deal, which was Jose Aldo and Chad Mendez before him or whoever. So it's not like Conor McGregor hasn't fought real fucking dudes. Dustin Poirier, for Christ's sakes. I mean, these guys are fucking, these dudes are real. And Chad Mendez and, whatever. He's had some real fights. So people who think he's just propped up and bullshit and made by the company, I don't agree with that either. He did talk too much shit, got himself in over his head, and I expect that he's going to catch some more losses in his career. And I like just the way he said it. He said this time, I prepared for a long, lanky, lefty, ugly Mexican motherfucker right at Nate Diaz. Just like, it's like, oh my God, if Nate could actually hear what Conor was saying in his press conference, there might have been a fucking fight right there. Like that one especially. I half expected when Conor said that for Nate to get up and run across the fucking dais and just kick him in the throat. Like, just to be some street violence. And when they squared off, like, Nate wasn't standing like they were going to fight in a ring. Nate was standing like, we're going to fight in the fucking street. Like, that's how you stand with your chin up and your dukes out, like when you're about to throw down on the fucking alley. But whatever. Conor also said he was going to continue to dominate at 145. Some other business came up first, but he will continue to dominate at 145, and then went on to say at 155 as well, these are my divisions, he says. I've been saying for a long time that I don't ever see Conor going back down to 145, but I did start to believe it when he said it a little bit this time. And I think that if he loses to Nate this second time, he absolutely will go and defend his title against the winner of Jose Edgar. However, if he beats Nate Diaz, I think that he will be presented with and already knows about some opportunities like maybe fighting GSP or any one of these, maybe he gets the Dos Anjos fight now at 155, especially after tonight's fight, which was amazing, by the way. I don't know. We'll see. But I still think that he's over posturing a little bit, and it's more of a setup for a possible return to 145 as opposed to the definite return to 145 like he's making it sound. Like, he wants these guys to not strip his belt, so he's got to say this stuff. And he wants to keep that belt for long enough to get himself into a picture that makes better sense for him. And maybe even if he gets this fight at 170 and beats Nate, maybe he even tries to fight Robbie or something crazy. I don't know. Conor's nuts, people. But where he's not nuts is he's smart. He's smart in setting up fights for the future. Chael Sonnen has talked about this too. You should always have like the next 2 or 3 guys you want to fight in mind. One of those guys might be, especially if Jose Aldo wins. If Jose Aldo wins, I think Conor will be more likely with a win over him to come back down to 145. I still do not think that Conor McGregor wants anything to fucking do with Frankie Edgar, and shouldn't. It's a mistake. If he fights Frankie Edgar, I think Frankie is just kind of designed to beat Conor, take his belt, take away his legacy at 145. It'd be kind of sad. But that's why a lot of people want to see it. A lot of people are Frankie Edgar fans. They want to see it. If you're a Conor McGregor fan, you never want to see that fight. If you're a Frankie Edgar fan, you want to see that fight. It's just that simple. And the Conor McGregor fans that say they want to see that fight, you're wrong. You're stupid. Your boy's going to fuck up his whole legacy by doing it. Don't want that fight for him. Don't want Frankie Edgar for anybody. He's a fucking beast. So anyway, Dana talked a little bit about the John Jones situation, and he was asked about it, and his reply was to steal Nate's line and say, "I'm not surprised, motherfuckers." I don't know what the fuck that means. I don't know if Dana's being cute. Whatever. If you want to talk shit about John now, after all week talking about how John's turned a corner and how he's the company man again, fuck you, Dana. That's all I got to say about it. Like, dude, you don't have to play games. It doesn't matter. If you had some lack of faith in John, that's fine. You don't have to tell anybody. Like, don't be coy about it. Just play your fucking company man line. He's one of your superstars. He got himself in hot water again. He fucked you. Whatever. You're still not going to cut him and let him go to Bellator. You're going to keep him under fucking contract. So, like, if they cut him, that would be amazing. He would show up in Bellator tomorrow. They'd put him in England. They wouldn't care what he was juiced up on. He would fight fucking 5 times in the next 2 years if he got cut from the UFC and make more money. So don't pretend like John Jones is some, problem for the UFC now. Like, he's always been a problem, and he's a problem you're going to fucking love until you can squeeze him for every penny of money. And what I said to Casey earlier was I was like, you know what? This is just a problem for the next owners anyway.
Right.
Like, I don't even know if UFC ends up having to deal with this. So,
Well, I thought when you guys were debating on who was going to win, for some reason I thought that you guys were debating on whether or not you were placing bets on whether or not John Jones was going to make the fight.
yeah, I mean, look, the only real winner is whoever said that John Jones was going to beat John Jones. It deserves to get all the money in Vegas that was bet on this fight.
I said that. I'll take it.
Yeah, you can have it. I think that you deserve it.
Where's my money? Vegas.
Because that's who won. DC didn't win. Like, Casey said that he won because DC was still like, DC didn't beat John Jones. John Jones beat John Jones again.
Yeah.
DC hasn't ever beat John Jones. Whatever. So anyway, that's the Conor thing. I got to talk a little bit about the fights from tonight, and I will leave it at that. This will be the last thing I talk about because I'm just going to start at the top of the fucking card. J-Man and I were talking about how much we dislike Dos Anjos as a champion. Like, sure, he's an okay guy or whatever, but we just didn't really give an F about Dos Anjos. It's like, it's not even his fault. It just is what it is, but not the guy that we really cared much about. And I said this before the fight. I thought that Eddie Alvarez had the mentality to win. And I really think that that's what happened. Eddie Alvarez went in there and had a phenomenal victory. Congratulations to him. Thank you so much for being the underdog and coming in way under and me having a little something on you. Appreciate it, brother. I owe you one. I'll buy you a beer if I ever see you anywhere, Eddie. Thank you so much for beating Rafael Dos Anjos. You are the new lightweight champion of the UFC, which is amazing. And God bless you, because contenders 1 through 14 are some of the meanest motherfuckers on the planet. I mean, you're looking at like Tony Ferguson, Khabib Nurmagomedov, Dos Anjos is still in there, Anthony Pettis, Cowboy Cerrone. Like, the good news is I'm a Cowboy Cerrone fan. Cowboy's got a win over Eddie, so that gets him back in the mix immediately, where I didn't think he was going to be in the title mix after how he lost to Rafael Dos Anjos, but he's one of the UFC fighters that actually has a win over the current champion now. So kudos to Cowboy for that, too. Cowboy just hit the fucking lottery. Great fight. Roy Nelson, Derek Lewis. Holy shit. I was not wrong in my prediction about that fight either. Other than the winner. I got the winner wrong. I said Nelson was going to win. But I also said that this was going to be two guys taking batting practice at each other, which is basically what it was. I mean, you got everything in this fight. You got the big heavyweight takedowns. You got the ground and pound. You got the fucking the stand-up war. These guys were just, like, the shit they did to each other was holy fuck. It was right on par with the Hunt Bigfoot fight to me. For heavyweights, these guys did battle, and, Lewis pulled it out, so kudos to him. Let's see here, and his after promo was pretty awesome, too. I was just really, I was really surprised by how many finishes there were in this card too. A lot of people weren't expecting this many finishes. So, I gotta go back here. I want to look at one of the early fights. I was really surprised. One second here. That every fight that was happening was like, I thought for sure some of these prelim fights especially would be more decisions. Like a lot of times these early, especially the what would be on Fox, even though there was no prelims like that this time. I had Joe Ban picked. I thought that fight was great. Joe Duffy, Jesus Christ, how fast can you fucking knock a guy out? That was amazing. Mine I had picked and nobody else did, which I thought was great. I thought Luque at the very first fight of the night was great. I thought Doan had a good fight and just didn't pull it out. It was a good card. It was a really good way to start off this week. If you don't have Fight Pass and you missed it, especially for the two headliners and the Duffy fight too, I thought was a big deal because that's a guy who's got to win over Conor that could be a player down the line. This definitely, his opponent was whatever, but this definitely cemented him as a guy that could be exciting and interesting to watch and do some big flashy things. Just a good card, good solid card, and I was really, really happy about the Eddie Alvarez win. It's a great start. So we're going to post this podcast. It'll be up as soon as I can get it up, probably late in the middle of the night tonight, maybe tomorrow morning. You're hearing a lot of talk about Thursday. We're leading into Friday. Tonight we got the Ultimate Fighter Championships, which that card has finally been announced. I'm going to take a good look at that, go back and watch a couple episodes of Ultimate Fighter that I missed because it comes on against Lucha Underground, so I don't watch that shit every week. But it looks good. It looks really good, and I am here to tell you that Joanna Jędrzejczyk, and whose name on every single UFC commercial is pronounced differently right now, between the Ultimate Fighter and then the promos for the show and then whatever. Like, I don't know why they say it differently every time. I'm pretty sure it's Jędrzejczyk, but I've heard Jędrzejczyk, like all these fucked up derivations. Like Joanna Champion's fighting Claudia Gadelha, and I expect Joanna to win, but I expect it to be fucking brutal. These women so do not like each other. I've never seen two women who don't like each other more. And the UFC 200 card, you heard, it's been rearranged. You still got Travis Brown, Cain Velasquez on there, but now you got DC fighting the Spider. You've got still Amanda Nunes, Misha Tate, which I still think Misha's going to win, but Nunes looks pretty fierce. And there's some rumors that women issues are kind of why she lost to like Kat Zingano in the past and whatnot. So
didn't Casey have something to say about that?
I don't know, but which it's a weird thing because you don't really think about that in the female fighting division. But like your timing and your cycling might not work out so good when you have to fight, and that might cause all sorts of weird issues. And I never really thought about it, but I mean, it's got to make weight cutting a nightmare, and you've got a natural thing that's basically against you in the process of what the guys have to do. So who knows? Maybe that was an issue in the past. Maybe it wasn't. I don't know. I'm not her gynecologist. Don't want to be. But we'll see if she can pull out something, because you got Kat Zingano fighting on the undercard, and she's got wins over both the people that are fighting for the belt. So we'll see if she can get past Pena in her fight. But regardless of who wins, she might be next in line. We'll see. Really excited about it. So much stuff. And next week, Ultima Lucha 2 Part 2.
Dos.
Ultima Lucha 2. Dos?
Ultima, what do you want?
Your cat is staring you down something fierce. Billy, what's wrong,
I haven't
Billy?
seen her for a week. She yelled at
Okay.
me. Probably claw my barrel roll.
Are you gonna stay in town for a while, or you're going back to the Vanilla Ice thingy, right?
I'm gonna be here for a month, and I'm gonna go back to Florida to make another season of the Vanilla Ice Project.
Well,
Hope you're watching Saturdays at like 10 p.m.
there's your free plug.
Next weekend, next Saturday is we're doing 2 episodes, 10 and 10:30 on DIY. 10:30 is our season finale.
And don't think you're getting out of doing the show. I'm still going to call you wherever you are and make you fucking do it. I'm going to drag your ass out of the fucking bar and be like, tell Rob you have to go and do your fucking podcast. And you're going to go to your fucking hotel room or wherever you live and you're going to call in and phone it in because you phone it in half the time anyway.
I'm going to be in Melbourne, Florida. If anyone knows, if there's what?
Melbourne?
Not Australia.
Not Australia?
No. So if anyone knows what there is to do there, please.
Is it anywhere near Cocoa Beach?
I don't know what Cocoa Beach is, but there'll be beaches, and I think that's going to be it for
That's sexist,
6 to 7 months.
Well, baddest beach in the building.
So I'm going to hopefully be on a plane back in town on weekends.
Well, the good news is Lucha Underground's not going to be taping again for a million trillion years because they've got 36 episodes in the can or something. They got enough episodes to get to like 106.
Oh, if they don't start up until January, then I can maybe... Well, I'll be home. I'll be home probably in March.
That's what the rumor is. I don't know how true it is, and there's been no real announcements, but, you know, I think Chris Roach is off working on Big Brother, and DJ's off on a fucking beach.
I used to work at Big Brother.
And
that was a fun show.
Hey, I'm watching, CM, if you're listening to this, I'm watching BB, man. I don't live tweet a lot of times because a lot of times I watch them later, but I used to live tweet BB all the time. But I am watching every episode of BB. I love that show.
I had my lightsaber that I won at the rap party when Howie was on the show, and he thought he was Jedi Howie, and they would run around the Big Brother house with the lights turned off, and they would... Him and Janie would the hot blonde friend of his in the house that they weren't, you know, and they would hit each other.
Friends, right?
What?
They're platonic friends, right?
Oh yeah, no. You can tell when people are platonic friends on the show
all over each other.
There's you're always filming what they do, so if they slip something in somewhere, there's cameras. 24/7. But I also have I don't know if you're familiar with this, that thing that my paper towels are on.
Yeah. What is it?
That paper towel holder.
Paper towel holder?
It's from the house. I have like a giant yellow bowl that was from the house.
Oh, that's awesome.
I have a couple
some
things.
real BB souvenirs. I know on Survivor they auction those things off and give the money to poor children.
Like the loincloths?
So, but instead of doing that, well, they're just in Byron's house on BB.
No.
I'm kidding.
No. But it was interesting. One of the last things that they did, it was like a live show, and they needed some sort of set change inside the house. So we all got inside a like one of the closets or whatever, like one of the rooms where we could go in and like fill all the groceries in the closet,
like one of the pantry closets.
Pantry closet, and there's like 2 doors, so then we can enter from backstage and then exit. And so they would all go hide, and we go in and like put a bunch of shit somewhere. Then, you know, so we change a set during a commercial break, and I got to go inside the house, and I was pretty excited. I was like a child back then.
What, dude? Look, I'm a mark for Big Brother. I would pop for that right now if I got to be the guy to bring in the fucking ecto cooler or whatever.
You know, one of my favorite jobs way back when I was a PA was working on Big Brother, and I was a banner watch. I was on banner watch, so I would sit in my car.
God, those are the early seasons, weren't they?
Are they still doing it?
No, because they're like completely inside now. I think
they don't have a backyard where the women just tan?
But I don't think the backyard is exposed to seeing the sky. I think it's like some like fog tarp or something. I don't know.
Oh, but
I don't think they have that problem anymore.
Everyone
though, with
can
fly over planes and all that shit, and dropping the secret. Because it was on Radford lot back then, right?
Yeah. Did they move away from Radford?
No, I think it's on Radford. I just think they came up with some contingency for that because they had huge problems with that, like the first few seasons, and I thought somebody was going to ruin the show at some point.
Yeah, people were like flying banners and like, "Hey, everyone hates you," or "Your mother died," or something.
Yeah.
But like, I would be on the parking lot structure, sitting in my car, just kind of listening to talk radio all day. One time, though...
I mean, I guess nowadays they probably could get around it. Unless it was in the middle of a comp, they could just send everybody inside if
they would send people inside. Yeah, and the thing is, you'd always have someone at the airport, or we knew what airport
was taking off banner planes.
Was doing it, and we knew the people doing it, but we can't... Well, I didn't want to say it. But
I'm sorry, it wasn't Van Nuys Airport.
I remember that I'd
I don't
go.
work on the show. I didn't sign any fucking NDAs for Big Brother. I can say whatever the fuck I
Well,
want.
it's been a while.
It was Van Nuys.
But I'd go into
Byron didn't say it.
into the bar that's called like the Captain's Lounge. I'd have something and watch like DVDs when I would do Netflix DVDs.
Now, you know you're not supposed to wear a hat into an airport bar, right? You have to buy everyone in the bar a drink if you wear a hat in.
Why?
It's an Air Force thing, but it applies to any airport
Air
bar.
Force?
Yeah.
Cute. Air Force.
I'm sorry, I digressed a little bit, but it makes me wonder what Evie Dub is doing right now. I feel like he's standing in post on a holiday week by himself, like editing the entire show for next season, and everybody else like went on vacation. Like Evie Dub is sitting on the beach with fucking Wagner, drinking cervezas, and
No, DeJoseph.
and
DeJoseph is doing tequila shots wearing a Dr. Wagner Jr.
oh, that's
mask.
yeah, like
He can wear it now without spoiling the show.
Exactly. So he's been waiting and he can fucking wear it now. And then CM's actually, working on some other show. And poor Evie Dub is just like, I feel like he's standing in post for Lucha Underground by himself, like going, where's my editors? And like having to cut things himself and do sound design. So episode like 4 or 5 of next season is going to be really awesome. It's going to be all done by Evie Dub.
You really got to get that double hit. Or is it a single hit with a little bit of echo anytime that Johnny Mundo does his post?
Yeah. I love it.
Yeah, that's a great move. I like how he has his
Who's going to play the didgeridoo for the big Lucha sound effect at the beginning of the show if no one else is there? That wah, 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 wah,
I don't know.
wah.
They should hire Matt Hardy's son to play his exceptional xylophone.
Oh, God, Matt Hardy. How the mighty have fallen.
No, Matt Hardy is outshining. Matt Hardy is bigger than TNA, and he is outshining. Now, Jeff Hardy will always be a bigger draw than him, but Matt Hardy is doing a better job at what he's trying harder and he's doing better.
I gotta close this thing with the last Lucha thing. All right, this is your Lucha Easter egg for having listened to
King
the
Cuerno's
show
the best.
this long. Okay, we now know that Dr. Wagner is most likely not the limo guy. So, could it still be Arnold? Might it be Kevin Cross that we've talked to and who has now publicly announced that he has been working dark for Lucha Underground? He's been around there a lot.
We were getting tweets, I forgot from who, about that possibility.
I'm gonna be super salty if that is the case and like he was on our show and couldn't tell us, because that would just make me feel stupid. Because honestly, complete shoot, people, he has not said anything to us about what he's actually doing at Lucha, which sucks.
Which is why we brought him on the show in the first place.
No, I knew he would. I knew he could only say a certain amount of stuff.
Yeah, by the way, he has a show in Vegas. On
FSW?
The 9th. FSW.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if he's actually wrestling. I'd like to go to that show.
I think he is.
Is it an announcement?
Huh?
I wasn't sure if he was just talking or doing an announcement.
What, at FSW?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I hope he's wrestling. I definitely.
Well, he said we could come out and we'll find out and we'll tell you guys on next week's show if he's actually going to perform. We'll get you an update on Kevin and God, I don't know. Honestly, if he's the cigar man, I guess that could be kind of fucking cool. I still no offense to Kevin, I still kind of hope it's Schwarzenegger or some big name. I heard a couple people drop actor names, and it's not going to be Machete. Because Danny Trejo's already appeared as himself, so I don't think that would work.
I think it's an MMM show theory exclusive about Yuji Nagata out of New Japan. That'd be kind of cool.
So awesome. I can't even tell you guys why that theory would work so well.
I have not heard that at all or read it online, but yeah, we're in agreement. That'd be really good.
That would be so awesome for a few reasons. Mostly because I think it would make Casey okay with life. And
I don't want...
You don't want to make Casey okay with life?
No.
I want to see Casey get a win.
But what's he doing for a win?
That's true. Has he worked for it? No, dude, he's gone to the temple like every weekend of his life except that one time he got sick. He's done everything possible for a win. He's been begging for a win for a long time.
How many times during Ultima Lucha did he wait in line?
Well, that's true. This year, zero.
Right.
Not cero miedo, just zero.
Yeah.
I had no fear of being there at 3 a.m. So anyway, yeah, those are some of the theories. I heard Edward James Olmos, Jimmy Smits. Those would be great. Jimmy Smits would be great.
Yeah, but they got shit on by Dexter.
Oh, stop.
They were all so bad in Dexter.
But he was great on Sons of Anarchy.
Jimmy Smits stabbed a guy on Dexter, though.
Jimmy
for
Smits
real.
on Son of Anarchy was badass. He was the
grabbed...
OG NorCal fucking gangster dude. Yeah.
I didn't see it.
That was trying to tell the young boys how to get it done right. He was trying to bring it together. And he was trying to help his son who had like issues, who was touched.
I went to a party
shit.
that may or may not have been some sort of biker party, and they had a stripper who poured...
Wait. What do you mean may or may not? You don't walk into a party and not know if it's a fucking biker party, Byron.
And the stripper like poured the oil and then lit oil on fire on her body.
Was it motor oil that would befit a motorcycle?
No, it was like the kind of stuff that burns out of
Because that would be a
town.
dead giveaway if it was a biker party.
It was like no, I would say it was something like hand sanitizer or whatever that burns out a low temperature. If you want to do something cool, if you want to freak people out, get a bunch of hand sanitizer.
Set your hand
turn
on
the
fire.
lights off. Yeah, put it in your hands and then light it.
I've done that.
Or like smear it on a table and light it on fire.
But I will also, anything 151 or higher, I will shoot fireballs. I know how to do fireballs now.
I'd rather drink it.
Drink Fireball? That shit's nasty.
No, not Fireball. Here's a fun story. I went to when I got out to Florida, we were going to this one bar restaurant, and our nice waitress was all enthusiastic, and she was like, "Oh, you should try our homemade, or we make our own Fireball. You should try it. It's really good. It's really popular."
Oh.
And we all tried it, and all of our whole crew. We tried it, and we would all have like the sweats and like nightmares at night. Like it really affected us. And we tried it.
It's a hallucinogen, man. That's
it was
bad shit
bad.
for you.
And then it turns out she doesn't even drink.
This is the point where Casey would say, Byron, what does this have to do with who might be the limo guy?
I don't know.
Well, are there any other wrestlers out there that might show up? Like, is Batista going to show up as the fucking limo guy? Like who else could it be?
How great would it be if it were Batista? Now that he's shitting all over after Hunter laughs at him like Guardians of the Galaxy.
He was legit in Guardians of the Galaxy, even though he's just basically playing a big dumb guy.
No, but he didn't think that the movie was even going to be worth coming back to promote, and now he's number 2 after The Rock.
Yeah, pretty much. Better film career than Cena had. Already. Cena tried a couple, but they were kind of like straight to video almost. Like
he was good in Trainwreck.
Yeah, I mean, whatever.
But
that wasn't his movie. That wasn't his movie. I mean, that was him playing a meathead and showing his ass.
Yeah, to be fair, could have been anyone.
No, I'm pretty sure it was John.
No,
it had to be John.
It could have been played by any.
Oh, do you really think that's as funny though? If it's not Cena, I thought it was funnier because it was Cena for sure.
Oh, for us, yeah.
Like you either want that part to be John Cena or Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart is jacked. I mean,
nowhere in between would have worked. Like you didn't want an average guy to be that. You wanted either a half a man like Kevin Hart, or you want fucking John Cena because it's hilarious.
You could have gotten a muscle-bound actor,
maybe,
or yeah.
Maybe Kevin Nash could have
Mickey
done
Rourke.
it. Kevin Nash would have been funny in that part
Mickey
too.
Rourke back on the juice.
No, not the face. The face would not have worked for that part. Not at all. Not even with her.
Here's your YouTube homework. Look up Mickey Rourke fighting a boxing match in Russia.
And I'm just briefly going to mention this. I said I was going to mention the Hall of Fame. I'm so honored and pleased and happy that Don Fry is getting into the Hall of Fame. Look up some of his Pride stuff. I'm not even going to get into a whole long thing. Me and Casey will talk about it next week after he gets in. I just think it's really awesome. He was going through some hard times, and he really only was in the UFC for a year or so, but he's got a very storied career, and the fact that UFC has basically bought out Pride and owns the old footage. Go on Fight Pass if you have Fight Pass. Look up the old Don Fry non-UFC fights. Watch some of the amazing stuff he did, and then get back to me. We'll talk about it next week. Also, one of my favorite moments in UFC ever, Petey Williams, Mark Coleman. I have reposted the face kick to Coleman so many fucking times in my life because it's amazing. That fight is being inducted into the Hall of Fame. I don't know what that means. Like, does Coleman? I think Coleman might already be in anyway. It's awesome for Petey Williams because that's just like his defining moment. And he was a pretty big part of early UFC in the late tens and teens numbers or whatever. Anyway, I just thought that was really cool. That's all we have for this week. I'm not gonna say it's all we have time for because one of these days we're gonna do like a 5-hour podcast and then we're gonna give something away to whoever listens all the way to the whole thing.
Yeah, we won't cut them short on that one.
Yeah, but anyway, that was a lot to cover this week. Glad that our boy Jim V stopped by. It was cool to have him on. Wish we could have had Casey here this week because there's a lot of Casey topics. We'll bring him up next week, though, and you guys can just hear him rant now that you already know what me and Byron think. And until next time, stay calm and stay in the mix.